Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Welcome back to another episode of the Chad Smith Podcast. My name is Chad Smith, and today is Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. And I'm joined, as always, by my loyal co-host from Fresno, California. Please welcome Sonny Conway.
I told you I wasn't ready yet.
Are you still on hold?
What's up,
all right,
y'all? Good morning. Sonny's here. I just barely got here, but I'm here. When you said favorite co-host, I thought you were bringing Spooky up first.
And then welcome my favorite co-host from California. Please welcome back Spooky Morales.
What's up, Spooky? Good morning,
Hello,
brother.
yeah. Pacific Coast time.
Specific.
Just
very
remember
specific.
that.
Specific. We call that a specific time.
Right?
What's up, Josh? What's going on, dude? Good morning. Did you get any sleep? You were texting me all night, pretty much.
We're gonna have some fun this morning, man. I read up on our guest last night a little bit.
We have a
Heather.
smart guest. She's smart. Okay.
She seems pretty interesting, dude. It's gonna be pretty exciting tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be
today.
a good one. Yeah, you never know if it's night or day. What we got going on here? Enzo, how's it going? Wes H, good morning. Lynn, good to see you. Thanks for joining the Discord. Brassel, how's it going, dude? You were early. Spooky, how's it going?
And hey, how about JoJo's show last night, guys?
Dude,
wasn't that cool?
That was good. JoJo Bone, he puts on one hell of a show.
Yeah, and I love the music that he can play in between, like his little commercials. They're just good ass songs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does a really good job. Jamie, what's up?
What's up, girls?
Chad Smith has a Discord. Yep, got Discord last night. If you're not aware already, check it out. I don't even know how you get to it, but I guess just search Chad Smith Podcast on Discord and you'll find me. I think. Did I get everybody? There's Enzo, Wes H, Tic Tac Toe, Tic Tac Talk. Hello all. Sorry I'm late. No problem. Diesel Girl, how's it going? Good to see you. Brandy, good to see you this morning. Who else we got? I think that's about it. Yep, I think that's about it. Hey, sexy hosts. Thanks, Lynn. Good to see you. Ethereal Oral, how's it going there, Bert? Good to see you, bud. And I think that's it. So, guys, I'm going to bring the... What's that?
I said, did you get Grey Wolf? He just popped in there.
Oh, Grey Wolf just popped in. Good morning.
Yeah. What's going on, Grey Wolf?
Then we got Jamie at the bottom. All right, guys, okay. I'm going to bring our guest up because she is backstage, and I don't want to keep her waiting too much longer. So her name is Heather Leigh Landon. She started her journey in the paranormal field as a teenager after multiple interactions with her grandfather, who passed away many years prior. Throughout the years following, she has researched and traveled to locations in order to learn more about the history and the paranormal claims. She holds a doctorates of philosophy and metaphysical humanistic science, specializing in paranormal science. She is a certified paranormal investigator and certified EVP technician. Her goal is to help others take a more scientific approach to paranormal investigations and research. Heather is also the chief marketing director for the Warren Legacy Foundation for Paranormal Research. So please welcome to the Chad Smith Podcast, Heather Leigh Landon. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Hey, Heather.
Very good.
Good morning, Heather.
Good morning.
We're doing good so far. Everybody made it here on time today. Just in the nick of time.
Yeah. It wasn't just me. It was these two too. They were both late.
No, I was early.
Oh no, it's just Heather was nice and early. She was here before me. I was.
It was just me, guys.
She made me seem late.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to keep muting myself because I'm on hold back here.
Yeah, Sonny's dealing with some customer service issues this morning.
I'm mad, man. I yelled at this poor guy. I feel bad.
Oh no, you had to yell at him?
I had to hang up on the first lady because she made me real mad. She was like,
Oh, no.
I don't give a shit. She was like, I don't give a shit if your wheel bearings didn't come. I drove to work today, fool. My car runs.
She's like, I'm not the person delivering your stuff.
I was mad, dude.
Wow.
I'm very, very upset. They actually delivered something to my house, and the boxes were destroyed on parts. So they took it upon themselves to send them back. They didn't even ask me.
Well, the funny thing is about car parts is the box can be pretty much destroyed and the parts still look brand new.
Yes, I don't care about the box.
No. Especially wheel bearings. I mean, those get banged up pretty good while they're in the car.
And these are 3/4 ton wheel bearings. They got to weigh 30 pounds a piece. These damn things are heavy, so they're going to destroy little boxes. Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, I think we said.
Okay, that's enough ranting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Heather.
That's okay.
I'm mad.
Everybody has to
I'm
do
mad.
like
Everyone in the chat's going to know I'm mad, and they better all be mad with me.
Everybody do a collective inhale and exhale.
Deep breaths.
Deep breaths.
I'm gonna do deep
All
breaths.
right. We're gonna have to have Spooky lead us in some meditation.
Let's do it.
I'm
We
mad
should.
today.
It's actually the time I'm about normally doing it.
About time for meditation.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably fall asleep if I tried that right now. I should just keep drinking the coffee.
So, Heather, what time is it where you're at?
At 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock? And everyone gets to get up late but us, Spooky.
Everyone.
No.
Everyone's on the West Coast. That's why we had to change times.
That's all right. We're having some nice weather, so I'm not complaining.
Hey, did Josh send you guys the video of him doing a certain impersonation of a movie?
Yes.
I haven't checked yet.
You haven't seen him doing an impersonation of...
oh, yes, I have. I did see that. My bad. I did.
Did he give us permission?
He gave me permission to play it.
Yeah.
You gotta play it. That's funny.
I'm the first one that's allowed to play it. Or he wants me to debut it right here on the show, so... As soon as it gets done uploading here, I'm going to drop that just so we can get started with a good laugh. Make sure he's in the chat. Josh is in the chat, right? Did you guys see Josh in the chat?
I did not, but I also did not.
I haven't seen him, actually. He just told me he was going to
Big Willie.
Big Willie, good morning, buddy.
Big Willie says he's driving.
He's driving and listening.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Big Willie has to be driving and listening, or else he wouldn't be listening.
He's seen the video.
Yeah.
Chad, next time you tell us
I'll...
about a video, you are you sure you can pull that up?
Yeah, I mean, I've got it downloaded into the StreamYard right now. I'm just waiting to see if Josh is in here. I don't think he is, though. Maybe we'll just have to wait until he's in, because I don't want to play it without him seeing it.
Yep.
All right, we'll wait till he's in the chat. If you guys see him in the chat, let me know. But so yeah, Heather, can you just go ahead and tell us like a little bit about yourself? I mean, a little bit more than what I already read.
Well, basically that all sums up. But to get back to the experiences I had with my grandfather, it was weird because he didn't live in the house that we were in, had never been to the house because it was a new house we bought after he had passed. And it was just odd to me that I would have experiences like that. So that kind of kick-started my interest in the field. Ever since then, I've been researching how paranormal activity transpires, what causes it. And then what got me interested is I really liked history. Okay. And when we went to Gettysburg, that kind of sparked my wanting to know the historical information behind it that could lead into what is paranormal and how history is attached to that. And also how we can use the paranormal field to preserve history. It's kind of a unique way to preserve it. But after seeing all these, I don't really want to blame the shows because there are some good shows out there. But after seeing a lot of the shows that are out there, it's like no one takes a scientific approach to it. Right. And that's what we need to do in this field to be taken more serious. So that's my ultimate goal. And that's where I've ended up where I'm at now. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And that's something that I haven't really seen much of. Like, I agree with you there. I haven't seen too many people, take any type of I've heard people say that there's no such thing as like a scientific, like you can't really go at it with the same scientific method as, you're taught in school or whatever. But I think I agree with you how there should be some type of
like a standard that you go by.
Yeah, and that's what I'm working on doing, because, I mean, you could still use the scientific method. The only issue is when it comes to actually interacting with the ghosts, you can't retest the theory.
Right.
So that's where the problem lies. But you can still have a hypothesis, a method to test it. So like one example that I tell everybody is to get an Eddy Plus. And at the same time, every day for a week, a month, a year, however long you want to do it, set it in the same place, same time for, 15 to 20 minutes and have it record. But then also notate the moon phase, the weather, and kind of see if when it's raining, you got the same measurements. If it's a full moon, did you get the same measurements? And that's kind of a way to start bringing in scientific method into the field.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. So you didn't have any paranormal experiences until these interactions with your grandfather?
No, none that I remember.
And how old were you when you started having those experiences?
16, 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit later in life than most people, I guess,
Yeah.
from what I've heard.
Yep.
Did anyone in your family have any experiences besides you, or was it
not they admitted at the time, but as I got older, my mom has now told me that she's had several experiences and still does. And even though I don't think he'll admit it, but I think my dad has as well, just from how all of a sudden he's been interested in what I do. He was always interested in what I did, but not to the point where he was asking detailed questions.
Okay.
And most recently, he's been asking a lot of detailed questions about what I do and how spirits can form. So I'm wondering if he's had an interaction.
Yeah. Was that his or was that his father, or was that?
It was my mom's father.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's interesting to see, who had the experiences and who didn't, because there's probably somebody that didn't want to say anything.
Right.
Well,
there's usually
cool.
someone who doesn't.
Yeah. So, what were some of the experience? Did you only have 2 or 3 experiences, or did you have a lot of interactions with him?
It was a lot of interactions. It started off with dreaming about him. Then it was dreams and my waking up and he'd be at the foot of my bed or next to my bed. Then I would see him walking down the hallway of the house from my room to my grandmother's room. And then also kind of freaking me out at first, but I'd be brushing my teeth, and when I'd stand up to look in the mirror, he'd be standing behind me in the bathroom mirror.
Oh, that freaked me out.
So yeah, so it was, but he was always there, and then he kind of disappeared for several years. So I'm almost wondering if he's attached. I have a pair of Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls that used to be my grandparents, and I didn't have them for several years because my cousin had them after my grandmother died, and that's about when the interactions, or my grandmother had been dead already for a while before the dolls went to my cousin, but that's about when the interactions stopped, when all of that started happening. So it was kind of weird. And then my mom sent them back to me probably about 5 or 6 years ago, and the interaction started up again. Like I had been in the hospital with kidney disease, and I woke up in the middle of the night from a dream I had with him telling me it's not my time yet. And he was standing next to my bed, and all of a sudden the doctors can't figure out why, but my kidney disease completely reversed itself.
Whoa.
So and now I see him here and there and every so often.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's something I've heard of, that miracle healing like that. You've heard of that with UFO encounters.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. So that was around when you were about 16 is when you were having those experiences? When
I started, yeah. Okay. And then I was about 40. I don't want to age myself, but about 44-ish when I started having them again.
Okay. So at what point did you start like chasing down a doctorate's degree in this type of work?
That was actually about 5 years ago. It was one of those, I had always been in the field and always did work, research. I was more of the behind the scenes, but just about a year or two before COVID hit, I joined a paranormal team out in Vegas and started really diving into it more. And that's when I started the PhD program. And I've been more active in the field now than I ever have been in the last 30 years.
Yeah. What do you attribute that to? Is it just like a
part of it was
before COVID?
Yeah, it was before COVID, but part of it was because I wanted to know more about it got to the point where I was working from home and I wasn't really enjoying what I was doing. So I was trying to find something else that I could do to spend my time. My son was getting older, so he was getting interested in it as well. And then we lived 2 hours outside of Area 51. Oh, wow. So it just was one day I was, researching, Area 51, and I stumbled upon a degree program that specialized in paranormal science. And I was like, this is it. It was like, it just clicked.
That's pretty cool. Did you ever think that you'd have that at the end of your name?
No, never.
No?
I still have trouble when people call me Dr. Heather. It's like, what?
Wait, what'd you say? That's pretty cool. Say it again.
It just sounds weird, but I appreciate when they do. So it's kind of nice. But
yeah, absolutely. That's pretty
it's
cool.
Weird.
How long were you in school for to get that?
Well, it's a theological program out of a university here in Florida. So it's basically you have a set number of courses and you can go at your own pace. A lot of people I know, they take anywhere from 3 to 4 years to do it. I did it in 1.5 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was
awesome.
A lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah, I bet. That's really cool.
But yeah, I really like the program, and they have a lot of other classes that are amazing that help with the paranormal field.
Awesome. And what is that school again?
It's the Institute of Metaphysical and Humanistic Studies.
Okay.
Yeah, it's based out of Clearwater, Florida.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, if anyone else is interested in that type of thing. And what else do they offer? You said that they do more than just.
They offer. You could get your theological degrees through this university because they're also partnered with St. Francis University in Florida, so they go through them as well. They have ufology courses, cryptozoology, which that was a fun class to take.
I bet.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So you're interested in that kind of stuff too, then, like the Bigfoot side of things?
Interested, just haven't researched too much into it yet. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, because it's weird how it all ties together. I know my son, he has one theory that Bigfoot is actually the ghost of a caveman that we're seeing. So
Bigfoot is a ghost of
a caveman. He brought that up to me once, and I was like, ooh,
okay.
I need to start researching that.
Yeah, I love hearing all these new ideas and different theories. That's pretty cool. Because I've heard a few times now that Bigfoot could just be, these light beings, these orbs that people are seeing, it could just be one of those manifesting into something that we can recognize.
Yep. Yeah. And Bigfoot, I mean, not that I want to compare him because he's been around longer than these others, but he could also be, like the Rake or Slender Man. He could be something that the world manifested because someone thought they saw something, the story spread, and, now he's real because everybody was wishing him to be real. Right.
Yeah, but then I have to think also about the ones that, like the platypus I just learned, that used to be a what do you call it? It was a crypto. What do you call that? No, I'm thinking like crypto. Cryptid, yeah. I don't know. I can't think this morning.
Yeah, platypus.
Yeah, the platypus used to be like a cryptid, but now, I mean, obviously it's a real thing, so
right.
I got to think about those too. So what do people get wrong, like when they think about investigating the paranormal? What do they get wrong with? Like, what do they start off with that's not? What am I thinking? What do people do wrong, like when they're trying to investigate a case or a specific entity at a location? What do people do that they shouldn't be doing on an investigation? I guess
first of all. Yeah, it does. I understand. Okay. It's one of those. The biggest argument that I come across with people, and it all depends on your purpose of going in, is not researching the location. I understand that you don't want your psychic to research the location. That I get. But as far as regular investigators, everybody needs to know the history behind it, because knowing the history helps you ask questions. Not knowing that history, you could be asking the wrong questions, or you could be looking for someone's, Uncle Bob, when it's actually Aunt Jane that lived in the house. And not knowing that, you're kind of, going in completely blind. The other thing that I see a lot of people do wrong is when they start their investigation, they don't do an initial walkthrough and take before and after photos. Okay. They don't do, as far as documenting, they don't say, hey, this is one of those things where you, how do I put it? They don't document where they're located. So like when they start an EVP session, they just put the recorder down and they start talking, where you got to say date, time, who's in the room with you, what room you're in, you know, and you need to do that every time you change locations or when someone else comes into the room. Another big thing I see is them carrying their digital voice recorders with them. That provides so much contamination between wind, bumping it up against your, you know, all of these devices that we use were meant to be set down, not carried everywhere we go. Yeah. And then the last thing that I see a lot of people do is they don't review their evidence. Why are you a paranormal investigator if you're not reviewing your evidence?
Right. and letting that evidence be known to the people that are interested. Like if you're running a YouTube channel and it's all about letting the viewers know what's going on, you know, collect the evidence and then show the evidence, show what you collected so that everyone's on the same page.
Yeah. And for some reason, it's one of those things where I know everybody talks about para-unity. And this is where Chris McKinnell and I agree with 100%. Para-unity has different definitions for everybody. You can't just automatically say, you're a paranormal investigator, I respect you, and I'm going to support you. You need to make sure that they have the same code of ethics that you do and that they are valid in their research before you can offer them support. So we're all about supporting others who legitimately investigate the field. But this open-ended, you should support everybody, just really doesn't work.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Diesel Girl in the chat had a question. She said, do you ever get or worry about hitchhikers attaching to you while investigating?
All the time. It's one of those things where it can happen anywhere you go. I worry about that when I go to an antique store and come home. But I always wear a pentacle. I have crystals, herbs everywhere in my house. And just a story, we did have a nasty investigation where several of us were attacked during the investigation. And when I came home, I do my typical speech, you know, hey, you're not allowed in my house. You know, please go back to where you came from type of thing. My neighbors think I'm crazy because I talk to myself before entering the house. But then I closed the door, and as soon as I locked it, it felt like someone took their fist and punched the front door. And when I looked through the peephole, I would have seen this person running away if it was a person. There was nobody there. So I do everything I can to protect myself, and anything negative is not allowed in my house. And I've done really good keeping it that way.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So that was like a little confirmation that, yep, it worked.
Exactly.
Security system's working.
And it's funny because it's whenever we move, my crystals and my herbs are the last thing to leave our previous house and the first thing to go into the new house.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm so guys.
How you doing over there, Sonny?
Good, but now I'm gonna have to mute again because the tractor's outside. He's coming up along the house right now.
You better go yell at that guy. It's the same time every time.
I know. I think he's doing it on purpose. He must like getting hit with a dirt clod. I'm gonna throw another one at him in a minute.
Oh man, right. Courtesy of the Chad Smith podcast on the Rock. Josh was wondering if you burn sage.
I do. Burned several different types of sage, and I know Palo Santo is considered endangered, so I use that as well every once in a while. But the thing with sage is it doesn't really banish the spirits per se. It just changes the energy level in your home. And if you don't believe that sage will work, it's only going to work for a couple hours. And essentially, chemically, it only works for a couple hours. So you kind of have to keep redoing it. But as far as banishing spirits, I've never really experienced that getting rid of them. It just makes me feel better about my space, which then helps keep them away.
Huh. Okay. Makes sense. I didn't know Palo Santo wood was endangered.
From what I understand, I get a lot of people saying, no, don't use Palo Santo. But I use Palo Santo. I get it crushed. Oh, and okay. I've had a lot of people message me long stories saying that it's endangered and don't use it. So I try to limit my use of it, but I still think that works better than sage does.
As soon as I come back home from the store with a whole package of it, I find out it's endangered.
Well, you just got to make sure that you're getting it sourced properly. Oh, so okay. I go to metaphysical stores and I trust my store, and they get it because if you get it sourced properly, then they're almost kind of like with regular wood. They're making sure that it's, they're regrowing it and they're not just destroying fields of it.
Yeah. Sustainably sourced.
Yes. Eco-friendly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, eco-friendly Palo Santo wood. Have you ever dealt with Wetico?
I've never heard of that.
Wetico? I've never heard of that either.
I might have to look into that.
Yeah. Let's see. I thought he asked another question.
Josh is throwing the hard balls.
Oh, yeah, it was right here. Has Heather ever had Wetico type struggles? Well,
we might have to bring Josh in with all these questions he's got.
We don't know what that is,
challenging
Josh.
Me today. Oh,
Jeez.
A cannibalistic spirit. No, I have not.
Oh, that's good. Cannibalistic spirit. Would it be cannibalistic on a human or cannibalistic on other spirits?
It says that it's driven by greed, excess, and selfish consumption. So similar to a Wendigo.
Oh.
So yeah. No, I haven't had any personal experiences with that, but I know several who have.
Oh, wow, that's scary. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's endangered now, Enzo. I've got the last batch of it. It's all that was left. Don't let anyone else know. Just keep it between us right here.
This is what happens when paranormal gets woke.
Oh, I didn't know we were supposed to not use Palo Santo wood anymore. Yep, we're woke now. Is it true that using substances can lead to attachments?
With our experience, especially in the Warren Foundation, is it just because you use different substances doesn't mean you're going to get an attachment. It just opens you up and makes you more susceptible to it. Because spirits that are looking to possess or oppress someone, they're actually seeking those who are weak. And when we use alcohol or drugs, we tend to get in a weakened state. Same thing with someone who has a chronic illness. They're more susceptible to getting possessed and, taken over.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Brassel said that's what I meant to say. What did you... Maybe I missed it. But, yeah, that makes perfect sense. So what do you think that you do differently that other people don't do? Like what do you try to do differently in the field?
In the field is one, like I had mentioned, I do a lot of research before going in because I've never really considered myself psychic. I am an empath, so I can pick up on energies. So because I don't have those psychic abilities, I feel I'm safe researching it and it's not going to affect my thing. But then also when I'm on an investigation, I like to sit in a corner and just watch. I get more interactions just sitting off to the side than I ever do being in the middle of the action, experiencing it. I know we were investigating one location. We've investigated it several times. And just sitting in the corner, it was a museum, so we were in the dinosaur room. And looking out into the hallway to the main entrance, I could see 4 women dressed in traditional LDS attire and 1 man dressed in, overalls. And they were kind of just hovering and watching to see what we were doing. And it was we found out later on, it was on the site of an LDS community. If I had known that, I would have been able to ask questions. So I learned real quickly to just start asking questions, knowing.
I got to ask, I'm sorry, I might've missed it. What is LDS?
The Mormons that followed, I can't remember his name, but he's in jail now. And the multiple wives polygamy.
Okay.
Yeah, the old sect of that is what it is. Yep.
Joseph Smith.
Yes.
Church of Latter-day Saints.
That's it. Following him. So it was kind of, and we even had, because we didn't even think of it at first, but we were doing an EVP session and someone had said, who's our current president? And we got an EVP that said Joseph Smith.
Oh.
And that's what the LDS
crazy.
Community would say.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting.
That is pretty interesting.
So, and I didn't tie the two together until after, because we had that earlier in the day. And then I saw the spirits later in the day, and then I did research further on. So, but it's just, I'm, like I said, I like to do the research and a lot of people don't. I can never understand that, but that's just, difference of opinion. We all have different ways to investigate.
Mm-hmm. Great Wolf said, wow, much respect for the way that you investigate, or the way of your investigations. So few have this much respect for the spirit.
Yeah, thank you. Because that's the other thing I do too. If I do an EVP session, I will introduce myself to the spirit. I will just start talking about me, talking about my life, because when you meet someone new, what do? You start talking about each other to get to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I also invite the spirit, ask any questions you have, feel free to talk to me, and I kind of get more EVPs down the road once they feel comfortable with me. And I always say thank you. And I've been with so many investigators, they'll do the EVP session and then they'll just leave.
Oh.
And it's like, would you just leave, someone's house after spending an hour talking to them?
No. Right. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. This is Josh again. He was wondering if Heather's dealt with shadowy figures. If so, are they mostly benevolent, or neutral?
Several times. It all depends on the entity. We had I investigated this place so often, so I have most of my stories at this location. But we had a shadow figure that came up to one of the guys I was investigating with, well over 6 feet tall, big guy. And the shadow figure behind him was even bigger than him, had to have been 7 feet tall, very wide. And he was just kind of waving his hand, like, hey, can you see me? Can you see me? And, when we acknowledged him, he disappeared. Then we would see him several times during our investigations, just kind of lurking in the corners. But then one time I had a dream. I woke up. It was still shadow figure, but he was standing at the foot of my bed, and I could hear him say, "Don't go back to the museum for another investigation. It's dangerous." Well, that's not going to stop me from going somewhere. So we returned again and did another investigation. Everything kind of went okay. We had some negative experiences, but when COVID hit, we stopped going, and he would start appearing at my house. Just kind of standing in the kitchen, looking at us in the living room, making sure we're okay, because we hadn't seen him for a while. So it was kind of interesting. So with that one, I would say he was just a friendly spirit wanting attention, and was almost a protector of the museum and ourselves. But then I've had others where people have claimed, like several cases we've had, they claim to see the Hat Man, which is a shadow figure of a guy wearing a hat, and that's usually not a good case. But thanks to television, we get a lot of cases with that. Mm-hmm. But the one case we did have that we went on the investigation for, we could see the shadow standing in her master bedroom closet. We could see him in the mirrors in the bedroom. And then that was the case that 2 of us were physically attacked.
Ooh.
So I think it all depends on the entity that you're actually seeing.
Yeah. When an entity does that, when it physically attacks you like that, is there generally like a specific reason? Like why would they be so mad at someone that has done nothing to them?
Maybe they feel cornered.
I think that might have been part of it, because I don't want to say we were hunting him, but in this case, it almost felt like it. It was a woman whose daughter had dabbled in magic, but didn't know what she was doing. And she had felt that the daughter had brought in negative entities through a Ouija board session. And from my research that I've done on the house and everything, I think there was actually a murder-suicide in the house. And I think she just kind of aggravated the energies with what she was doing by not knowing what she was doing. And that's why they called me on the case, because magic and Wiccan is my specialty area of research. So I was, helping on the case, and we went and we kind of started in the daughter's bedroom and then kind of followed him into the master bedroom, where it dead ended into a long hallway with closets on either side, and then the bathroom. Well, when the main investigator, this was the big guy that was at the museum with me, he was standing in the hallway, almost blocking him. And I had said, he's in the closet, because I could see him in the closet. And next thing we know, he lost all time, space. His eyes turned solid black. He didn't know who he was, didn't know where he was. And he wasn't himself. He was gone. So I think he might have felt cornered. So he attacked, of course, the biggest guy in our group. But then later on, I think he was completely mad at us because I was cleansing the home, that he flipped me in the air. He swiped my feet out from underneath me and flipped me in the air to where I had to land on my knees. And I think he was just pissed at that point.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. But that's one I actually find it interesting because in the research I was doing on the house, because the woman put the house up for sale. So I'm like, let me just go to her realtor listing. And I was scrolling through the photos. And in one of the photos, you can see a reflection in the TV of what looks like a man, woman, and a child standing in front of the closet. And when I showed the client that, she's like, I didn't even see that. And she's like, those were the 3 entities she had been seeing in her house. And it was, evidence was found on a realtor.com site.
Oh, really? Was it really?
Yeah.
The picture was posted right on the website?
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm just going to scroll through the photos, and something caught my eye on that one photo, and I zoomed in, and you can see the closet, and you can see the TV. So nothing's standing in front of the closet, but in the TV are the 3 figures standing in front of the closet.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of people that just don't have the eye for it. And might even be somebody that does this on a regular basis or even as a hobby that it would still just go right past them. So that's cool that you have an eye for that. Is that what you specialize in? I thought I heard from someone that you used to do some type of photography before you got into paranormal. Or
Yeah, in my early, I still do photography, but not as much as I used to. But in my early 20s, I have an associate's degree in photojournalism. So I had worked for several newspapers after high school and after college. Worked for the Chicago Tribune, Northwest Herald. I was their sports photographer and writer for several years.
Oh, awesome.
And in addition to that, I also won many photographic awards for the photos that I took in Gettysburg. My favorite thing to do was reenactments. I would go shoot photos of the reenactments, but I would print them out in black and white and then hand color in the flags.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I would do stuff like that back in the day. I really wish I stuck with it, but it's, so I do have that background in photography, and I'm actually in the process of putting together a course on how to analyze photos to see if they're real, how to point out fakes, how to know if something is actually real in a photo or not.
Oh, that's awesome. We need a lot of that.
Yes.
We need a lot of that education right now.
Right. And one suggestion for everybody listening is when you have something in a photo, don't circle it. That destroys the pixels. And a lot, my point of view, if I see the pixels distorted, I will automatically say I'm not even going to analyze it. Yeah. Because the pixel distortion is a key sign of it's been tampered with.
I didn't think of that. If you put, a UFO in a picture, and that's where the pixels are distorted. So if you circle that with a digital, with your pin in your phone, circle that and destroy those pixels that you're trying to hide.
Yep.
And that would make it. That's pretty smart.
So I don't even look at them. And the other thing too is I have a photo in Goldfield when we were filming for our documentary that we were in. We took a photo down the street of an old abandoned house that we later learned nobody was in it, and it's actually locked from the outside. And 1, 2, 3 photos. The middle photo, why it's always the middle photo, I don't get. But the middle photo, you can see an outline of a person standing in the window. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't seeing things. So I, because my husband spotted it. He's like, is this, he's like, look in this photo and see if you see anything. And so I'm looking at it closer and closer, and I'm like, yeah, I actually do. So I sent it to 5 different researchers. Don't circle it. Don't tell them what you saw, and see if they find the same thing you did. And if at least half of them come back seeing the same thing, then, you have something. Mm-hmm. But all 5 came back with the same thing.
Oh, all 5 did?
Yeah, all 5 came back with the same thing.
Awesome. Well, you got a good group of people there.
I do. I made sure that I've done a lot of, I do research on the people I work with.
Yeah,
so
that's
I make
awesome.
sure I know who I'm working with.
Very good. Do you think ghosts can, I've been thinking about that a lot lately because somebody mentioned something on another podcast, how these ghosts and different entities, they see us pointing guns at stuff. And when you point a gun at something, whatever it's being pointed at usually dies. Mm-hmm. So somebody mentioned that when these entities that might not even, they might be too old to know what a camera is, if they see us walking around the woods with a camera in our hand, that's like we're pointing something outward. Mm-hmm. And, that they might take that as something that might harm them. So do you kind of subscribe to that same thought, how some of these entities might be too old to even know what some of this technology is, and they might be afraid to show themselves because of that.
I totally agree. It's one of those things. That's why whenever I go on an actual investigation, I explain each of the devices that I'm using, and I try to show them this isn't going to hurt you. One, I don't even have one near me. Usually I have one laying around, but I use fidget spinners on my investigations. And I demonstrate, they're not going to know what a fidget spinner is, because that's, even someone who died 10 years ago isn't going to know what a fidget spinner is. So it's one of those where, you sit down, you explain it and tell them, hey, look, you can touch it. It's not going to hurt you.
This was a dumb fad that lasted about a year.
Right. But it's a great paranormal investigation tool, and it works.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It works. You tell them, can you spin the blue one for, yes, the red one for no, and you can see them spin. It's amazing.
Whoa. Never thought of that.
But the same thing with like an EMF detector. If you want them to touch it to show that they're there, you got to show them that it's not going to hurt them.
Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about that, because a lot of these shows that you watch on TV, they're using like super high tech stuff that the viewers are going to think that's really cool. But just like you said, somebody that died 10 years ago isn't going to know what most of the stuff is and might be afraid of it.
Yeah, that's why on my vodcast that I have, I did a demonstration last week on non-tech tools in the paranormal field and different things you can use, because you don't need all these high-tech gadgets. You can go with, I don't recommend using your phone, but if you have it on airplane mode, you can use your phone for, digital voice recording. So you don't have to go get a digital voice recorder. But you can use simple things in your house. Like I said, I use the fidget spinners. I've used, dowsing rods, pendulums, styrofoam. You can use styrofoam cups on an investigation, ping pong balls. There's so many different things that you can use during an investigation that you have in your home. So you're not having to spend all these thousands of dollars. But, you're right. When it comes to doing a show, you want the gadgets. Like when we film the documentary or we do events, we have, the spirit box and, the Eddie Plus, which I use anyway for the scientific research, and then also the Ovilus. But other than that, we don't use those on investigations.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on using something like a Ouija board?
This is where I disagree with a lot of people, actually, that I work with, because, of course, Ouija boards are, technically bad. But I view a Ouija board, not that I use one. I don't have one, but I use pendulum boards. So in a sense, it's similar. You're asking yes and no questions. And then if you think about it, what do we do during an EVP session?
Ask questions.
We ask questions. So using a Ouija board is really no different than what we do as an EVP session or trying to communicate with the spirits. You need to make sure you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, make sure you're with someone who knows what you're doing. And never use any type of, I don't like the word occult for what I do, but don't use Ouija boards, spirit boards, or something that someone might not know or trust because of the bad rap that they have without their permission. So don't go into a client's home with, a Ouija board and sit down and say, okay, let's get started. Make sure you have their permission first before you do that. But you got to close the session properly. Thank you for chatting with me. Be respectful, and also be prepared for what can happen.
And I think that's, that's something that a lot of us don't know, like the dangers that can happen, because, we grew up with that. That was just a toy. A lot of people grew up with, that's just a toy that they sell in the store. So what are some of the dangers of just grabbing the box and going over to your friend's house and having a 4-hour drinking party where you get the Ouija board out and just go crazy with it? Like, what are some of the dangers of doing something like that?
Well, 9 times out of 10, a lot of people say nothing happens to them, which is perfectly fine. But you don't know who you're talking to. Even if you think you're talking to, your uncle or a friend, you don't know that. And same thing goes for EVP sessions. You open yourself up, especially like you said, if you're drinking, you're not only using a spirit communication device, but you're also drunk. So the spirits like that, and they attach to you. And also you could get an attachment that hides for years. So you may not have any experiences for 5, 10, 15 years, but 20 or 30 years down the road, you might suffer from bad luck, extreme depression, and your life gets turned upside down, and you might not, be able to relate that to, oh my goodness, I have an attachment because it was, several years ago that you did it. There's always a possibility of opening yourself up anytime. So you need to make sure that you are protected. A lot of the cases we get with the Warren Foundation involves, I used a Ouija board, or, I did an EVP session in my home. What do I do now? There's a spirit here and he won't leave me alone. Or another one was they went to, they saw a haunted object, like the haunted dolls that they have at Zach's museum, and they challenged it, or they challenged, Robert the doll here in Florida. It's, if you don't know what you're getting into, don't do it. It's not a game. And people don't realize that. I'm all for people being hobbyists in this field, but I don't recommend it.
Right. And just keeping, like you said, respect has a lot to do with it too. Just going in with, instead of having the whole party mindset, like, oh, we're going to go into a cemetery and see who is going to talk to us tonight, without having that type of mindset. Just going in with the right intentions. I don't think I had there was another question I thought I saw, but I didn't write it down. Ouija boards aren't inherently bad, but there are bad uses. The one that I've been interested in is, I think you mentioned it, was with just what's that called, where it's just something that hangs down. A lot of people use like a gemstone for it. Or,
a pendulum.
A pendulum, yeah.
Yep.
I've been interested in trying to see how that works, because I saw a video of someone using one of those. And have you seen the ones too that are like it's like a magnet, and there's like 4 or 5 different options on the board, and then they just like let go of the thing, and the magnet, it like chooses which answer to go to?
I haven't seen the ones with the magnet, but I do have the boards where I have several boards, and they say yes, no, maybe, almost like a Ouija board. And then I have one board that has symbols, and another board that actually has the whole alphabet written around the outside. And if you're going to play with the pendulum, I love it. You can, one thing, again, with Ouija boards, dowsing rods, or anything that you hold, there's room for human contamination. So the best way to practice with it is how I got started, is you hold it and then you put your other hand underneath it and just close your eyes and envision it spinning, or envision it moving left and right. And if you can move it with your mind that way, and then once you get the habit of that, find something to attach it to. Like I use an ornament holder to attach it to. And if you can still move it with your mind, then you actually have powers, and you're proving that you're not messing with it with the other hand. And that's also a great way during an investigation to not get human contamination in there when you're talking with the spirits.
So guys, I'm sorry. Andy, he asked a question earlier. He said she answered it. But I was just wanting to say thank you to Andy. Andy, thank you. Andy just gave us a donation, Chad.
Oh.
Andy, that stuff goes a long ways. You guys, we really, really appreciate that stuff, Andy.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Andy.
So much.
Appreciate you, man. That's awesome. Yeah, sorry, Sonny. I normally would see that, but I didn't see it.
You're okay, man.
There we go. Thanks a lot, Andy. Appreciate it.
I didn't want to interrupt, but I'm sorry, Heather. I really like to point that stuff out, because we're pretty appreciative over that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's really cool.
We're still in the amazement stage of it when it happens.
Yeah, when we first started selling merch, like somebody bought a T-shirt, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was telling everybody I knew.
Yeah. It's like
somebody actually bought a T-shirt.
I'm sorry, Heather.
Oh no, you're fine. I still get shocked when people want me on their shows. So.
Oh. Well.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I mean, so knowledgeable.
You're a great guest. I think everyone's going to want you on the show, and once they see you on here too, they're going to be asking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always open to talking. I love doing what I do. So.
Yeah.
Spooky, I forgot to ask you if you had any questions.
Well, the thing that I'm interested in a little bit, if Heather, if you could just tell us a little bit more about your first time interaction with your grandfather.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
great.
Yeah. The first interaction, and I truly do think he came to me because teenager angst, and I was having hard times back then. I started having dreams, which didn't help with my depression back at the time, because going a little further back, I was 5 or 6. I hadn't started kindergarten yet, so I want to say I was 5-ish. My grandfather and I were out in the backyard, He was shoveling snow. I was building a snowman, and he passed out face first into the snow. He had died of a heart attack.
Oh.
And they got me out of there real quick, so I didn't know much after that. But the older I got, I learned that they said he was dead before he even hit the snow. So it was like instantaneous. So that had always affected me, and I was starting to relive it when he started coming to me in my dreams. And then one day, the first actual seeing him in my room, he was sitting in the chair next to my bed, and he always liked to put his hand on my shoulder. And he was telling me that it's okay, he's fine, stop worrying about him. And I just kind of need to go on with life.
Oh,
so
wow.
It was, yeah. And that's the same thing he did when I was diagnosed with my kidney disease. Hand on my shoulder. It's not your time. It's okay. Go on and enjoy living life.
And around that time that he told you that, the first time that he told you, go on, enjoy your life, I'm okay. How old were you at that time?
16 or 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I asked the question and was interested to hear a little bit more about it, and I really appreciate you sharing that personal story. And it's very traumatic for a young child.
Yeah.
But myself included, and I think there's a couple people in the chat that have told us that they, a lot of their psychic sense or abilities were opened when they experienced something traumatic when they were very young.
Right.
And so that's why when you told me about your grandfather having a heart attack in front of you, being so young, I personally, I think that could have triggered something, a very traumatic event to, open your mind in a different than other people have the abilities.
Right. Yeah. And I agree with that too, because one experience I had when I was 7, I had to have emergency surgery. My voice box was swelling my throat shut. So I had to have an emergency tracheotomy. And, I didn't really realize it then, but now I have vivid dreams of being in that operating room, watching myself getting operated on at that age. So I'm wondering if back then it's just my now reliving what I saw out of body experience back then, but we didn't know much back in the 80s.
Man, that is wild. That's so, it's kind of similar to when you said that about seeing yourself. I mean, that I had complications after they gave me a tonsillectomy, and had to go back in the hospital after that, and came pretty close to dying because of the loss of blood. But wow, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's ironic that you guys both have something that you had a throat issue and had to go into the hospital to have taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Got a lot of
she
different
said that,
feelings about that.
Yeah, when she first said that,
as someone that is studying chakras and how all of our wow, that's amazing.
Yep. Yeah. And it's weird too, because I was on another show not too long ago, and someone had said, there's a man standing behind you, and they gave me a name, and I was like, okay. And it was my dad's dad, who I hadn't spoke to in years. So there's no reference of him on my Facebook page or anything like that. And he had passed away a couple years ago. And she had said that he was standing behind me, checking in on me. And it was like, okay. So it's always a shock when you get that connection with somebody on a show.
And when you, I hate to keep going back to the original episode, but when you had the medical problem with your tracheotomy, do you remember seeing any other unexplainable visions or beings? You saw yourself on the operating table, but do you remember seeing anything else that you couldn't explain at the time, or you've had time to think about it? And for me, I've told on this podcast before that I saw what some people would consider or call light beings.
Yeah, I don't remember anything like that. But the hardest part too is, back in the 80s, it was not talked about very often. So I could even have blocked out a lot, because I know even when I started talking to my parents about it, they started sending me to a psychiatrist right away to make sure I wasn't crazy, because I was saying I was seeing my grandfather. And so it could easily have been, with everything I had gone through, I just blocked everything out.
What you said about that lady saying there was someone standing behind you, And there's no possible way she could have ever seen your grandfather to describe him.
No.
My dad, the cars, I work on cars, I build cars, we sell cars, I'll buy them and fix them and sell them. I learned all that stuff for the buying a car and fixing it from my dad. So he used to buy cars all the time. He bought a vehicle from an older lady that couldn't drive no more, and her son came with her. They were at our house. They brought the vehicle to our house. Okay, they're sitting. I was in there. I was in the kitchen. They were sitting at the kitchen table filling out paperwork, and my mom and dad were on one side of the table. They were on the other, and I was just standing up by the fridge watching them. And as they're doing this paperwork, and the lady stops writing, and she looks up at my dad, and she just stops. And her son's sitting next to her, and I was like, back then I was maybe 24, I think. And her son was about the same age as me. And he grabbed his mom's hand and he goes, "Mom." And he shakes his head. And she says, I want to tell him. And real quiet, she whispers that to her son. And then my dad says, what's wrong? Is there something wrong with this car? And she says, "No. If I tell you something, I don't want to scare you, but there's somebody behind you." And she explains to him that she sees ghosts. Okay. And at the time I'm thinking, this lady's crazy, because I've never heard anything like this back then. And so this is what you see on TV, when I was 20. And so she tells him that there's a person behind him. She describes my dad's best friend, Roger. And when you said overalls, that's what brought it up, is he had overalls on. But the guy wore overalls every day. Okay. And she was talking about how big this guy was, like a really big man. He was wide and tall, and and she described him down to his nose being big. And my dad started crying. That's how accurate she described his best friend, Roger. And the guy had just died maybe 2 months before that. And that was my dad's buddy. They hung out almost every day. And and that was the first time I had ever experienced something like that. It made me want to cry. I see my dad cry, and my dad, he did not believe in stuff like that. My dad doesn't. He didn't.
Yeah, and that's the thing is,
I can see that. Did it spook you out? It spooked him out. So when she said, "Are you used to that?"
I'm used to that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That wasn't something we were used to, and Yep. Yes.
You don't talk to too many people that are used to that kind of stuff.
Yeah. No, and it's so hard getting back to the, blocking it out, is because a lot of people aren't used to it. And when I was younger, it wasn't a thing. So I truly do think I had more experiences, but my first memorable experience was 17, because little bits and pieces, like I said, with the operating room, I see in my dreams. But it's so vivid, it's almost like I'm reliving it.
Have you ever thought about, or I don't know if you have you ever done that post-regression hypnotherapy? Or
I've thought about it, but I haven't done it.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that would, even if I thought that I had something going on there, it would take me a long time to decide on doing that or not.
Yeah, no, I want to do it mostly because past lives is something that I'm recently researching. Because for as long as I can remember, I've had vivid dreams, and it could be why I'm attracted to Gettysburg. But I've had vivid dreams of actually being on the battlefield in Gettysburg.
Whoa.
So, and that's also
the fascination with Gettysburg.
Yeah, and I've had a lot of personal experiences there as well. So, I would say the only time where I've actually fully seen an apparition that I had no clue it was an apparition was I was at Devil's Den, where Matthew Brady took that photo of the Confederate sniper. And I was standing there taking photos, and all of a sudden around the bend of the rocks comes a guy dressed in full Confederate gear, looked human, and just kept walking, tipped his hat, didn't say anything, and then just walked right by me. So very polite. And when I went, I was like, I need to get a photo with this guy. So I ran around the corner, he was gone. And there's nowhere he could have disappeared to, because it was an open field on the other side of the rock. And there was nobody dressed like him anywhere in sight. And so it, that to me was, and it was a comforting feeling. So I'm in Gettysburg, I'm really comfortable. And I feel like when I'm there, the spirits just come out of everywhere and want to talk or interact.
Amazing.
Somebody just told us a story like that, Chad. They were playing paintball and the kid seen the boots behind the tree and shot his friend, and they argued because he shot him. And but it was wasn't that a Confederate soldier? Oh man, it's gonna drive me nuts now.
That is gonna drive. I mean, I remember that story.
We have so many guests on the shows, Heather. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of the stories. But that was almost the same thing. Like they were out playing paintball. It was a father and a son and the son's friend.
Yep.
He's seen the boots, like the boots behind the tree, sticking out. So he started shooting the guy. You know, this guy, that was him hiding behind the tree. And when he ran over there, his buddy was gone. He was just gone. He disappeared. And so he was mad, and they were yelling for him. And like, I guess he came from somewhere else and said, that wasn't me. You know, you didn't shoot me. And he was like, yes, I did. You know, they argued about it. But yeah, they were on, it was some kind of, I want to say, were they playing on a battlefield, an old one? Or it was something like that, though. I think it was a Confederate soldier.
Man,
so that
I can't
is
remember
crazy.
Where they were.
That's the second story I've heard. That was just like a week or two ago.
Yeah, last week I think.
Soldier walking, basically being that close for someone to see him, and then them just disappearing when you go to look at him again.
Yeah. If I wanted to reach out and touch him, he was close enough that my hand would have touched his shoulder.
No. See, that would blow my mind.
And I wish I would have now, because I thought he was, a human. And so I wanted to respect his space. And I try to respect the space of spirits too, but I really want to touch one to see what it feels like.
Yeah. So it looked like a full body person.
Yeah, just, because we were there for 4th of July weekend. And I don't know why, but 4th of July this was in the 90s. They always had a reenactment on the battlefield of Gettysburg. And so we went up for that one year. So there were Confederate soldiers and Union soldiers everywhere. But where I was at, there weren't any once I turned around the other side of the rock. But he looked like he was one of the reenactors.
Man, that seems kind of morbid, doing a reenactment on the same grounds.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
I don't even know if they do it anymore. It's been so long since, because we moved out to Vegas for several years. So it's been so long since I've been to Gettysburg.
Something when I was driving home the other day made me think about reenactments. Maybe I was listening to a podcast or something, but I just started thinking about, man, that's so strange. Like a reenactment of a war like that, where people are dying, and it's weird. It's like reenacting like the beaches of Normandy.
Yeah.
It makes you appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure. But it really does.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, and you said that it activates a lot of activity? Like
it does, because it's almost like a trigger object. Because if you, let's say you're investigating an old bar that was Civil War owned, do your investigation in Civil War era clothing. Play music from the time. You're going to get a lot more activity if they feel comfortable in the environment.
That makes sense.
Chad, when I did that walkthrough through the barracks, and on that video I showed you where you hear the big old loud thud, Heather, I don't want to say I didn't believe in it, but we talked to a lot of people that do investigations, and I didn't understand it. I didn't think. I thought there was a way they were making those noises that I was hearing, and where we do our drag races, it's at a retired Army base, and there's barracks that are condemned. I would say they're condemned. They're going to redo them. They're getting ready to be redone. So some of them are actually all cleaned out. And the video is really long. I walked through the whole thing, and when I get into towards the end, towards the end, because I wasn't doing it no more after that. I go in this building and I walk through this empty room into where the guys would have taken a shower, and then where their toilets were. And I see the first toilet. I go to the second one and I say, seeing all these toilets has to make me pee. And you see this all, you hear it all in the video. And as I turned the corner to go to the second toilet, that empty room we had just walked through, I just walked through with the phone. I say we because I have a phone in my hand. I'm talking to you guys. As soon as I turned to go in there, behind me in that empty room, it sounds like somebody hits the wall as hard as they can. Mm-hmm. Bam! Really loud. And I just freeze. I turn around and I'm scared to go back through there. And you see me stop, and because you're looking at the video, and I'm just aiming it at the other room. There's like that shower room I have to walk through before I get. It's a 10-foot little square before I got to walk into that room where the noise was that we had just came out of. And I have my hand on my gun, and because I have a gun on, and I don't know what's in there. And, yeah. So it takes me a full probably 10 seconds before I walk back through there, and I look all around. There's still nothing in there. There's nothing. I'm looking up in the rafters and everything, and I chalked it up to a possum. But the gun I was carrying was a 1911 45, and it's that era from the time of those barracks. So I was actually not playing music, but would have had the attire.
You had a trigger object.
Yep. I was carrying the same weapon they would have carried as their sidearm, and didn't think about that, but I mean until you said it. But
right,
that was scary. I got a newfound respect for it. I don't plan on doing it again, and it's not something that it's not for me. But
it's not for me.
What you guys do is real.
Yeah. And it's up until the time that I was attacked at that one investigation, I knew that there was claims of people being physically attacked, but I was like, no, it's not going to happen. And I wasn't being rude. I was being polite to the ghost, and I still got attacked. So that opened my eyes to a whole new view of the paranormal field.
Josh, I should have just asked Josh if you wanted to come on the show, because he's asking so many questions in the chat right now. One thing I wanted to get to is he did say that, right here, Barbara Jean Lindsay, if you have some questions with past life stuff, Barbara Jean Lindsay, I don't know if you've met her or talked to her before, but she can help with that.
Okay. Yeah. I'll definitely keep that in mind.
She was on the show
again and I'll actually message you and get the name.
Okay, for sure.
Yep.
And then Josh has had some experiences with orbs, so he's wondering if you've ever had an experience with orbs.
I've had a couple. Everyone always asks me this question, and I want to say 99.9999% of the time, if it's in a photo, it's not a spirit.
He's Josh is in the same camp with I don't know if you know Chris Bledsoe, but
the name's familiar. Yes.
Chris sees these and communicates with them. Like personally, visually, in person, not photography,
right.
Almost on a daily basis in his backyard.
Yeah, if you can physically see the orb, that's a whole different story. They are there, they are real. I do believe in them. I've seen several. Just I'd be sitting here watching TV, and I would see one floating through the living room, and I actually had to get up just to make sure, because it's out of my corner of the eye, you can still perceive bugs that look like orbs just the way the light hits it. So I investigated. Nothing, no dust, no dirt, no anything. So it does happen. I've seen them in forest on investigations. But if it's in a photo or a video, in order for me to consider it real, and I don't know why, but why do orbs cause such an argument in this field? I don't get it. We all have different opinions of it, but it doesn't mean that we need to cause an argument. It's right. One of those things where in the photo, it needs to be reflecting light. The orb has to have its own light source. So if you have an orb and you see like a section of the wall behind it is brighter, almost like it's lighting it up, then it's an orb that you've captured in the photo. But if it's just, like I said, a majority of the time it's a bug. It's.
What if it's that little tiny, like behind Spooky, you see his little lasers?
Right. That's what I was going to say. If you can see the light reflecting on the wall like that from an orb in a photo or video, then it's probably real.
So reflection is the key.
Yeah.
That same night after the banging on the wall, I went into the museum part of that. That's when I got the hell out of the barracks. I was like, I'll go check out the museum.
And I would have stayed.
Yeah, you can. I'll take you there if you ever come down here. I'll drive you right out there. I told Cassie and Carol that too. I was like, yeah, you girls go in there and do it. You know, you guys know what you're doing. You go do that. but yeah, I went into the museum part. There was a bunch of stuff. I still find things out there. I can walk around that place and look down for maybe a total of 10 minutes, and I will find maybe 3 to 4 spent empty shell casings to their 223 rifles that they shot out there, and it's the blanks for their whatever they were doing with that. And yeah, and they're all over around those barracks. All their stuff is still there. But when they got that place, there was a lot of stuff there. There's a hangar for aircraft. There's Huey helicopters there. All this stuff all gets restored too. They have jets there. It's a pretty cool place. And so, but they took a lot of this stuff and they put it in this thing they call the museum. So I went in there at nighttime and I'm filming, walking around. You can see everything. And now when I was in the barracks, the dust you were talking about, you can see so much dust like all through that light on the phone. That's either a trillion orbs or that's dust. Okay. So then when I get in the barracks, the barracks is all enclosed, no open windows, no nothing like that. That's all. You actually got to go through a hallway to get in this building that's shut up, and it's all enclosed. So I'm walking around there, I'm recording all this stuff, and I walk by this jacket that they have laid out on this glass counter. I walked by the jackets, recorded them, and as I come back by the jacket, I kept getting drawn to that jacket. I was like, man, it looks so thick, and the buttons on it were so shiny. It's one of the dress jackets for Army jacket, and I wanted to touch those buttons. So I touched the button, and I in the video you hear me say these buttons are so heavy, and the jacket, I go, the jacket's heavy. Like this would be really warm if you put it on. It looks like one of their dress coats, but it's a really warm thing. And as I turn and start scanning this counter, because they have models in there too, I think it's a model of a boat, and I stop because I'm going real slow scanning the boat. You see this thing come under the counter and go under the boat and then come up and just disappear, and I go, what the hell was that? It looked like dust, but it was just one dust particle. And then you see, I just keep recording it, and then more come, and then they kind of go away. And then you see this one come in from the top of the screen. It comes in real slow, and it goes, and it shoots down and out of the screen real fast. And I was like, what the hell? And then I was really confused in the video. But to me, I was thinking that's dust, And when I showed someone that, they told me, no, that's an orb.
You can also tell from the flight pattern. Yeah.
I've seen orbs from Chris Bledsoe. I've seen the videos. I mean, it's that spooky. You can say, okay, that can be anything. That can be a satellite. Okay. Yeah. Have you ever seen anyone say out loud to a satellite, hey, can you come to a stop for us for a second, or just come to a stop, and then see the satellite stop? And then start
takes
moving
back off again.
I mean, it's awesome. I've never seen anyone like Chris Bledsoe in my life. When I watch that man on any video, I always am pretty amazed.
Yeah, and the flight pattern of the orbs too can help distinguish it. So it takes a lot of research and learning how dust would float, how bugs, would fly. But once you get that understanding, it's easier to tell what's real and what's not in the photos.
Oh. And definitely no bugs. It had to be, and it was probably 25 degrees in there. It felt like, it was freezing in there. Yeah, it was cold. It was. I don't know. I just thought orbs were big. Can orbs be different sizes, like those little lights on the back of Spooky's wall? That can be an orb.
Yep.
Is that different than the big orbs that we see? On some of the other videos, or on Chris Bledsoe's
I think it's a matter of how much energy the spirit can manifest, because it takes a lot of energy for them to even present themselves to us. So the more energy the spirit has, the bigger the orb can be.
And where are they pulling that
little
energy
orbs
from?
were animals.
Yeah, little orbs, little babies.
Yeah, from the environment. They're pulling it, from our tech, from, we have energy all around us. They're pulling it from us. So the more, that's why I always tell people, raise your vibration, play music, laugh, be happy. The happier you are, the more you're going to have. I mean, it's a fine line between being depressed, sick, or addicted and having paranormal activities, and then raising your vibration and being happy, excited, because you have those spirits. The negative ones want to go towards those that are having trouble in life. But the ones that want to be happy too, and the good spirits, are the ones that go after the ones that are always happy. So, the more you laugh and have fun and are excited, you're going to attract more of the positive spirits, and you're going to have more energy for them to take.
Okay. That makes sense. Yes, it really reminds me of Star Wars, kind of how there's like the force of the galaxy. It almost feels like that's a real thing sometimes.
Yep.
How there's like this.
You've seen Star Wars?
I actually have seen Star Wars. Can you believe that?
Okay, awesome. Just double checking.
Both movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're huge Star Wars fans. I have 1, 2, 3, 7 of the giant-sized Legos in my living room right now that we finished building after Christmas.
Really?
Yeah, I love it.
Baby Yoda,
awesome.
the R2D2, the AT-AT.
That's sweet.
I love model stuff. I want to see that.
Yeah, Sonny loves model stuff.
Yeah,
Sonny's
I
got
know.
a lot of RC cars.
Let me grab. This was my Christmas present, which everyone always laughs at.
Gypsy Road to be geeking out right now.
Oh man, wouldn't he?
A lot of people in our chat probably would.
He'd be going to get his Starfighter right now.
Let me show you what I got for Christmas.
Oh,
Hey,
that's cool.
awesome.
Oh wow, that's
I was
awesome.
thinking they're going to be these little tiny things. That's huge.
No,
That's
they're
a big
big.
one.
That's so
Yoda.
cool. That's Groku. We found
That's
out he
awesome.
actually has a name, Groku. Everybody was calling him Baby Yoda.
I know. I still call him Baby Yoda.
Chad Smith has seen Star Wars.
Awesome, Heather.
These guys, she's typing it more than one time. She already typed it once. She typed it again. She's announcing it to the world.
It is a miracle.
I might not have seen all the Star Wars movies because I wasn't into that stuff.
Oh yeah, I never was too. I never was either. And then they came out with that Star Wars Episode 7, and I was like, oh, I'm old enough where I can actually go by myself to the theater and watch this one. So I had to catch up on all the other ones before I went and saw 7.
I wasn't into this stuff, Heather, just till like 5 years ago, maybe a little longer. But something flew over my house that looked like a B-52 bomber, one of those big flying wings, and it didn't make any noise. A stealth bomber. So I've seen them before, but I've never seen one fly before. And then I just thought, dude, that is so awesome because, for one, it went so slow. I had enough time to go in my house because I wanted someone else to see it too. And I was going to get my wife or somebody. No one was home but my middle daughter. She was in the shower in my bedroom. So I can't hear this thing. And so I wanted her to see it and see if she couldn't hear it. I tell her to get out of the shower, put a towel on, and come out and look at this. So I go back out front. She comes back out front, and now it's directly over the house. So it's going that slow. Like I had that much time, and it's so low. It's so low. I always tell people if there was a telephone pole or two on top of my single-story house, it would have knocked it over. It was that low. I could see the rivets and everything, like where these panels were bolted on. And so I seen that, and I just thought stealth bomber meant you can't hear it because it's stealth. I didn't know that meant the paint was reflective to radar, so they can't see it on radar, but yeah, that's what got me started, I guess, looking up. My cousin had told me a story about something he's seen that didn't. His were triangles too, but this was like a big old boomerang looking thing, and that's what started me out like in this. I never watched the Star Wars stuff. I never was into any of this stuff until I seen it myself. When I seen something, and then Jim Goodall came here when he told me, "You did not see, a stealth bomber. That's not what that was." He said they make so much noise that being that low, that could have broke the windows out of your house. He said you'd have felt your chest. Like, yeah. He said,
and it would have been going a lot faster.
And then ever since he's told me that, I've been terrified.
What did you see?
I don't know what it was. Yeah. Me, my daughter, and my neighbor across the street for surely seen whatever it was. So yeah, do you do paranormal for alien stuff too, or just
if it comes in? I know before I joined the Warren Foundation, they had a case with alien abductions that they were dealing with, and I still think it's ongoing, but it's not a case that I was on. But I definitely do research, especially, we could see we had Nellis Air Force Base just down the road from us, Area 51, a couple hours away. So we were real close to all of that. So it was a big talk of the town as to what was happening at all of those. A place that I used to help volunteer at, they actually had a train car from Area 51. And we had a lot of activity of a little boy, and we would get high EMFs off of the train car. But because it would be that one train car and then another train car that was used in a mine in Nelson, we'd get high EMFs off of the Area 51 car, but when we would move to the second car, it went to zero. So there was nothing. So it was real. And that was actually featured in the documentary that we were in, that train car. So it's kind of interesting, and a lot of research on aliens, just because you never know. And there's research too that I'm looking into, that aliens, ghosts, cryptids, and all of that, they're all connected. Are the ghosts we're seeing aliens? Are the aliens we're seeing ghosts?
We hear that a lot.
I'm in that camp, I think.
Yep.
I think I'm in that camp. Sign me up for that one.
We've even heard that orbs are the way that Bigfoot transports from one place to another. That Bigfoot are orbs. They can turn into an orb and
take off. Yep. Yeah. Another theory that I want to look into a little bit more is that it's not really ghosts that we're seeing, not accounting the ones that we know are relatives and that we can actually tell we know who they are, but we're on different planes. And when we, and we're both on vibrations, and when the vibrations cross, that's when we have the most interaction with paranormal activity, which is why it's so important to document, ley lines where you're investigating, moon phases, weather phases, geomagnetic energy in the area, any earthquake activity in the area. You want to make sure that you go to these different geological sites, the weather sites, and get that data, because it could prove that maybe we are on two different planes and we get more activity as we get closer to each other. Why is it we get more activity during the full moon?
Right. I was just thinking of, what was I just thinking of? What are you thinking of, Sonny? I was thinking of something, I was just going to say it, and then I forgot all about it. It's like you pulled it out of my brain. I
don't know, man. Usually,
UFOs and aliens and,
Well, because whenever we talk about someone that does investigations, I've never asked them about aliens. Like, do you talk alien spirits? I mean, do you think they're... Because we also hear that the aliens are us. We are them. We are one. We are the same. So that might just be us.
Yeah. I'm big into the Ancient Alien, Ancient Aliens on History Channel. And that's always intrigued me. So.
Oh yeah, that's an awesome show.
Ancient Astronaut Theory.
Yep.
What's the guy's name with the hair?
Giorgio. Tsoukalos.
Yes, that guy.
With the hair.
He did the intro for
Yes.
He did the intro for these guys, Jamie and Bree's podcast.
Yes, that guy. I love that dude's hair.
Oh boy.
I'm just jealous.
I'm at work and
She's ready to get to work.
Oh, she's in her seat, her harassing seat. She's gonna be blowing up the chat room now.
Uh-oh.
Good morning,
We
Jamie.
get butt ready yet. Drop that
Thanks so
booty,
much for coming
Jamie.
to our show last night, boys. It was so fun to have you guys on, except Spooky, who kept screaming.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I missed it, girls. I was working.
Did you see what she did?
I did.
She made an overlay of just our faces so that when it's just her and Bree talking, she can pull up an overlay that goes around them, and it looks like we're all sitting there and talking with them. And then they sit there and they fake interview us and ask us questions and then pretend like we answer them back. It's pretty funny.
I feel so bad that I missed the show. I think I'm going to sell them you too, Chad. You and Jake.
You're going to sell them to me? Or sell me to them?
Yeah. I feel bad.
Make sure you get your money's worth. I remembered what I was going to ask you. You know how you said that they could be just on a different plane or in a different dimension, maybe. Mm-hmm. But that makes me think of like Wi-Fi waves and radio waves and stuff that's around us all the time on a daily basis that we can't see anyway. That's on, like, it's in this plane with us. It's in this life with us right now, and we can't see it because we don't have the right sensors to pick that stuff up. So do you think that these things that we're seeing might still be in this dimension on this plane with us, but we just don't have the right sensors to pick those up? Like our eyes, our hearing, we can't smell it. Like we just don't have the right senses to pick it up.
Exactly. And that's why some people see spirits and some don't. You know, a lot of my experiences, I don't see them fully. They're not quite a shadow person, but they're not quite fully. So it's kind of, it all depends on your own sensory abilities if you can pick stuff up.
Right. So do you have a theory as to why some people can and others can't? Like, is there a difference? Like, what's the difference between those two people?
Basically, it's a combination of when we're children, we're told you can't see anything, so we shut it off. I know one thing that I've been discussing a lot with the people that I talk to is that everyone is born with psychic abilities or the ability to see these waves. But it's a matter of we're being told, Mom, Dad, there's a monster under my bed. Oh, no, there's not. It's just your imagination. So we're taught that it's our imagination. We shut down.
Yeah.
But those who, and you can even after you shut it down, you can still open it up later on. But it takes a lot of meditation, believing, again, raising your vibration, grounding yourself. I know a friend of mine, he went through a Reiki session recently, and he said that he's more open since that session than he's ever been. So, get a Reiki session, relax. I even tell people, go get a massage, just relax yourself and open yourself up. And that'll help you start seeing things.
That's good advice. Do you have any experience with meditation?
Oh, all the time. I do it daily. Yeah. I actually have a certification in meditation leading. So, but it's been so long since I've led it. I'd have to. I
was going to say, where do I sign up? You and Spooky need to teach me.
Yep. I'm actually
Spooky taught me enough. I need to just do it.
Right. I teach, I need to upload them, but I teach classes through iMystic University, which is an online pagan and witchcraft. So I'm teaching a paranormal 101 course there. I'm going to do meditation. I'm going to offer, I'm also a shamanic life coach. So I'm going to offer life coaching through that. I know I told you my bio was too long to give you.
I was going to say, Spooky's head's about to explode.
Yeah, this is great.
And then also with the Warren Legacy Foundation, we're going to start teaching classes as well. And we're going to include stuff like that. That includes meditation. And Chris McKinnell's going to share information on his cases he did with his grandparents. Excellent. So a lot of opportunities. I also do several podcasts. I host my own new one that I just started, which you've been sharing in the Facebook page. I've only done 3 episodes. It's Exploring the Paranormal Vodcast, where I'm just opening it up to anybody who wants to be interviewed about their experiences. Next week, I have David Oman from the Oman House on the show. And I also have been co-hosting Ghost Education 101 for the last year and a half. And that's where we teach basically the basics. We give information on how to do investigations. And then we also have other educators on there as well that help out with the show. And then I also host the Warren Files with Chris McKinnell.
So, wow, you're busy. I don't know how you have time to do this.
I don't. And then I also do, it's called Touch of Magic. And we have a YouTube channel where we all put up different videos. Like I'm specialized in herbs, so I have a lot of videos with herbal magic on there.
Oh, cool. So. Wow. I feel like we should be paying for this podcast at this point. It's so awesome. Yeah. I made sure the URL is kind of long there, so it doesn't have like a fancy URL, but
it's a new page.
Yeah, I think once you get, 100 subscribers, I think it is, you can change your URL so it's custom to you.
Yeah. I think I had 4 before this podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what do we got you up to? We got you 7 right now. So if you guys could click that link I put in the chat and hit subscribe, that'd be great. And I think that's a good time to go into we haven't talked about the Warren Legacy Foundation very much. Can you go into a little bit about how that got started and what they do there?
Okay, yeah. The Warren Legacy Foundation was founded by Lorraine Warren and her grandson, Chris McKinnell, just before she had passed, or a couple years before she had passed. And what she wanted to do is she wanted to branch out more than what she had been doing with NESPR and have an organization that focused on helping people worldwide. But it's also an organization that isn't Christian or Catholic based. We have all different religions in there helping different people, because in order to help someone, you need to help them based on their religion. So like I can't go into a Catholic's home and do, as people say, my kitchen witchy stuff. It's not going to work because they don't believe in it. So we're dedicated to finding people all around the world, all different faiths, all different experiences, and all different abilities to help. We do the alien abductions, the cryptids, we do everything. We cover it all, which is what I liked about the foundation. And we're also focused on educating. Chris is real big he wants to make sure he shares his knowledge and his code of ethics. His goal is to have his code of ethics for the foundation adopted by paranormal investigators around the world. So that way we can all be on the same page. And he's also about getting his knowledge out there. So coming up next year, we're going to be, hopefully in October, we're going to be hosting a training session and an investigation in Virginia. So we have a big announcement. We're hoping that it gets announced either today or tomorrow. We're just waiting to hear from the production company that we've partnered with.
Okay.
And that's going to be the first of many locations throughout the U.S. that we host investigations.
Oh, you guys are staying busy. That's awesome.
Yeah, he keeps me busy. He says I work more than he does for the foundation.
Well, that's pretty cool to hear that, there's a lot of progress being made in this field. Mm-hmm. So that's really cool.
Yeah, and the main purpose of the foundation is we're all about collecting information. So anybody, even if you're not part of the foundation, if you have a case that's closed, send us the information. You can pull out your client's name and keep their names confidential. You still own the case. We just want to have it as a reference to teach people. The more information we have from cases, the better we can help preserve the paranormal field and learn more about what's happening.
Excellent.
Yeah, and that's one of the major problems is you have so many teens out there. I'm not going to share my information, or I'm not even going to tell you my locations. It's like, come on, guys. We're all in it for the same reason. Don't be possessive.
Yeah, that's where, when you start closing off information like that, I mean, that's the whole point of scientific research is to collect and share. Like, collect information, but share it with the community so that everyone's on the same page.
Yeah.
I like Chris's opinion, how he wants to have everyone on the same page with with the morals like that, because it's not like it's asking people to, I would think everyone would be on the same page. And agreeing that all following a code of ethics like that and having a standard is is better for the whole community.
Right. Yep. And there's simple code of ethics. It's, treat the property with respect, treat your clients with respect, treat the entities with respect, And we don't see that in the field. I've investigated with people who I wanted to leave the investigation so bad because they were it was awful.
Huh. Oh, that's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And how are they? I mean, how do people like that act? That don't. I mean, do they just come in and pretend like it's a joke, or
they antagonize the spirits?
Okay.
One investigation we did, I was hosting an event, a fundraiser for a museum that I volunteered with, the one that had the train car for Area 51. And you could obviously, and it's on video, you could see the girl pendulum, but she's moving her hand, not just a little bit. You could see she's moving her hand side by side. She's like, oh, look, the spirit's communicating with me. And it's like, okay, it's obvious you're faking it. And then another one, while we were there, I investigated this museum 100 times. It was in our documentary. I love the manager and the proprietor there. Great people. They do tours for kids free for schools, and they host a lot of free events for the community. So it's a great location, and it focuses on mining history. And there's like 2, maybe 3 spirits there, not malevolent, not anything. But there was 3 people who claimed to be a psychic, and psychic impressions work, but you have to have the evidence behind it to back it up. And they walked right up to the manager and they said, mind you, this is a place that invites kids to the location, that you have a ghost of or a spirit of a pedophile here who wants to harm the children that come to the museum. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, you don't tell her that. I'm like, you keep that information to yourself until you have proof. But luckily the manager, she's like, really, Heather? And I'm like, I'm sorry, they're not part of me either.
Right. It's not my group.
But yeah, it's, or when the psychics go in and they start rattling off everything they're seeing and hearing. I personally believe if you're a psychic, you go in and you write down your experiences. Then you let the investigators do their analyzing of the evidence, and then you compare your experiences to the evidence.
That makes sense. Man, where are the birds coming from? Who's got birds?
I told you they live in the truck. You want me to tell them to leave?
Oh, that's at your place? I'm like, geez, somebody's got a ton of birds hanging out at their house. I should have known it was in your garage.
I'll go smack them with a broom. I'll tell them. Chad said he can't be here.
Oh, don't be
I
doing
can be
that.
mean to him if you want, Chad.
I know you wouldn't do that. You probably have names for each one of them.
Yep, Tweety.
Here, little scary Gary. Here's your breakfast for the morning. Sonny is like, we're always joking because Sonny's like Dr. Doolittle. He's got all these animals that they know he's an animal person, so they come to his house and beg for food. And Sonny gives it to him. But, yeah, I don't want to... What's...
Did we want to talk a little bit about Josh in this video?
Oh yeah, the video that Josh.
With that guy's hair. Oh, you mean not bad things? We're saying good things about Josh.
Oh yeah, no, we're on the air right now. We're on YouTube. We probably should say good things about Josh, not what we were talking about before we went on.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, Josh sent me a video last night. I think this would be a good time because I think everybody's probably in chat, and we have Heather here, so she gets to see the craziness. But this is our friend Josh. And let's see if I can.
He's the talented one out of all of us.
Yeah, he's talented. Here you go, Josh. This is your debut.
Oh, so you're back from outer space. I just walked in, find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave your key. If I had known for just 1 second, you would be back to bother me. Go on now, go. Walk out the door.
Hey. Bring your head in this window while I roll it up in there.
Got it.
You did it, Josh.
There you go, Josh.
You did it.
There you go, man. That's your debut. That video, he said, was completely unscripted. He didn't even know he was being videoed.
I'll go tell the birds we're live. I'll be right back.
Hey, now that I know where the birds are, I mean, at least we know where the birds are that are coming from Sonny's garage. So
that's the Josh that was putting up questions with like 20-letter words earlier, trying to ask like these total scientific.
Yeah, Josh cracks me up because he's like he's very involved with this stuff and has a lot of really good questions, and he's so interested in everything. But then he does goofy stuff like that.
Josh is all of us.
Josh is awesome.
Actually, if you guys want,
they won't be
I just got
chirping at you
news.
no more, Chad. I told them, chirp again. Chirp
Oh,
again.
did ya?
Chad
Did you tell him
said you get it.
No, I didn't say that.
I got them
Sonny.
for you, Chad. They won't bother you no more, buddy.
Show mercy, Sonny. Show mercy.
Heather's got breaking news.
Yes, it was just posted. Remember, we were talking about the possibility of events happening. The War and Legacy Foundation is now partnering with Flumery Productions, which is the same production company that does Brandon Alvis, Mustafa, and all of the Ghost Hunters for their events.
Awesome.
So we will be starting to host events starting later this year across the United States.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Yeah, very
So
big
you guys are the first. This
congratulations.
is the first announcement. I just got notification via text saying, "Hey, it's a go."
Yay. All right.
Breaking news
And
right
we're hoping
here.
our first event will be the last weekend of October. We're just waiting for the location to confirm.
Oh, that's exciting.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
So is that
Yeah, those
something that
guys
we'll
are
be able to?
legit.
Yeah. So that's going to be more than just on YouTube, I would assume.
Yeah, no, it's going to be in person. We're going to do, because our ultimate goal is to have a Paracon down the road, but we're going to start with smaller events that are 1 and 2 day, where we, Chris does his presentation, I do a presentation. We have some of the psychics that Flumery represents will be joining us. And then at the end of it, we'll have VIP sessions where there's photo opportunities. You can have dinner with all of us, and then we'll go on an investigation.
Excellent.
So.
Well, that's really cool news.
Yep.
And thanks for sharing it on the show. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's awesome.
I didn't mean to be reading messages, but I got tagged in a message.
Oh,
Hey,
no.
Heather, can you check this out? So I'm like reading it real quick, and I was like, oh, I might as well announce it here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool. That's so
excellent.
cool.
Yeah, and Spooky, that's cool that you even recognized the name. I didn't recognize the production company.
Oh, yeah. Definitely Mustafa. Guy's awesome.
Mustafa.
Mhm.
Excellent.
Yeah, I actually, their new book that him and Brandon did is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's they really I like their scientific way of thinking. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's like just to be honest, like that's like a huge like breath of fresh air, I guess, is like just hearing that somebody's going as much into the scientific side of it as possible, because there's a lot of stuff that's just like, I saw it on camera, so that's all the evidence I have, and then they stand by it, and it's like, well, what else do you have? What other processes did you go through?
yeah, I know on my blog, I can probably get the link to you guys, but I have my dissertation from my PhD, and it actually talks about how the scientific method can be adapted to the paranormal field.
Oh, cool.
So
yeah, that's something that you can. And where could we find that?
it's on.
Because that's something that could be really used.
Yeah.
Very helpful when somebody brings that up, like, oh, well, you can't. There's nothing
Right.
scientific about it.
I know it's been a while since I have over 222 posts on my blog.
222.
Excuse me.
But it is, if you go to heatherleighlandon.blogspot.com, you can find it there. And the most recent one I put up, because someone asked me to put up the article I wrote based on my dissertation. So that's the first thing you'll see.
Okay. Let me get that link here. Turn back now if you don't like long posts, excerpts of my first drafts. Is that you? Oh, yeah. I think this is you. I don't know. This the last post was on 2017.
No, that's not me.
Okay.
I might be able to put it in the private chat for you guys.
Yeah.
I always forget about that option on StreamYard.
Yeah, and it's weird that it doesn't let you post in the regular chat. I don't like that. Because then, I'll just go in here and paste it. Spooky, what are you Are they being crazy in the chat again? You can't read chat. You start laughing when you read chat.
Why didn't I wear one of my big baggy hoodies like I always do?
That you can hide inside of.
And then if you want, this is my Facebook page. And I post everything I do there, including what I do for the Warren Foundation.
Okay.
But then here is the Warren Legacy Foundation. Whoops. As well.
Excellent. I'll share that too. So guys, all this stuff is going in the main chat, where you can also find popular comedy given to you by Jamie from That One Time I Was Abducted by Aliens. But yeah, so her Facebook's in there, and also the YouTube channel is, let me post that one more time. Still only 7 subscribers over there. We got to get more. Oh, now we're at 11. All right, we're doing better now. That's pretty good. I think you'd had 5 when we first started.
Yeah, 4 or 5. I'll get there. Like I said, I just started because I originally I was trying to do a radio show on the same night that I do Ghost Education 101, but the radio time slot fell through. But everybody was like, "Oh, you still need to do something," and so I decided to do the Exploring the Paranormal vodcast. So, cool. This Wednesday is the Warren Files, but then next Wednesday I'm live for almost 4 hours straight between the 2 shows.
Oh wow, okay.
So
we'll definitely send people that way. Get you some more subscribers for sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, we're at an hour and 45 minutes. I don't want to keep you. You're so damn busy. I don't want to take too much more of your time. I'm sure that you've got a lot of stuff going on today.
It's amazing how time flies.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you'd think we'd only be on for an hour, but we're almost coming up on 2 hours. So it's been a lot of fun for sure.
I'm not as nice as Chad. I'm kind of like, I want to keep you here for the next hour and 15 minutes. I'm kind of selfish that way when I'm having a good time. I don't want to end.
Right. Well, you know that you're going to keep me on for 3 hours. I can't leave. Sonny won't let me leave. Going nowhere. Nope. 3 hours is the limit, the minimum.
But Heather, you are cutting out early today. You got.
Yeah, unfortunately, because I'm also a freelance writer, and I have a deadline for some articles this afternoon, and then I have a deadline next Monday for the book I'm writing.
She's like, I also do road construction, and the highway actually needs me.
Yeah, what
and
doesn't
then,
she do?
I'm also the mayor for my town, so I have a board meeting coming up.
You.
It's like,
I told you, you're like, can I have a short bio? I'm like, my bio's not really short, but okay.
I'm also
you're amazing, Heather.
So. Oh, thank you.
No, we're very lucky and fortunate to have spent this time with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And if you guys ever want me back, just let me know.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
For sure. Spooky's going to have a whole list of questions.
She wants to come back to this?
I know, we're crazy.
I like going on shows that I have fun with.
Oh, that's cool. I hope you had fun.
I did.
Excellent.
Great way to start the day. So
cool. We'll definitely have you back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you. You guys have a great night or great night. Great day.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
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 Man, that was cool, man.
Whoa.
Yeah.
She
rocks.
A little bit about everything.
I can't believe all the credentials she's got. I was so nervous before we started this one because I was reading all of her credentials and I'm like, does she know what she's getting into? We're very new. This is a very new podcast. I even hit up Cassie yesterday. I was like, there's a doctor on the show tomorrow. What's going on in the chat?
Oh man, you don't want to know.
I just keep seeing really good comments like this. I definitely enjoyed this live stream.
That's all you you just see that stuff.
Yeah, I'm just seeing the good stuff, I'm every woman. Lynn's singing in the chat.
Man,
Sweetly Morbid. How's it going?
Maybe I had so many things I wanted to ask her, but I was like, she's got so much knowledge.
Spooky can be my sub.
She had me at my pipes are moist.
She said,
I don't know if anybody's ever put it like that to me before.
She said my pipes are moist. Oh my god, Jamie! What?
First of all, don't ever use the word moist.
Yeah, especially in the chat on a live podcast with the doctor as our guest.
I like moist, Jamie. You moist it up.
I don't think I could get through a show with Jamie, man. I was just thinking about that.
Every time she comes into the chat, your face changes. You're just
There
like,
she did. Who are these other people that are joining in? I mean, what's up?
I don't know. Who's this? Tic Tac Talk. I am moist and need my pipes cleaned pronto. Who's doing the pipe cleaning around here?
Oh my god.
Jeez.
He's the pipe cleaner. You
Spooky's
don't know
pipe cleaning expertise.
Yeah. Jamie calls Spooky the pipe cleaner.
Damn.
Bree, we know. I think you've told us this before. I feel like you're a sales lady for this stuff or something.
Spooky already told her the pipe cleaner's not his stripping name.
Jamie says, I asked everyone in the Discord to come to Spooky's business. Oh, that's good.
Spooky's the muffin stuffing man. That's his stripping name on the weekend. He's the muffin stuffing man. And up next, women we got coming up on the stage.
Spooky's
get your
gone.
dollars out and get your hands warm for the muffin stuffing man.
I am the muffin man, the muffin man.
No, the muffin stuffing man. There's a big difference.
Oh no,
Heather's family is going to listen to this because her name's on the thumbnail, and they're going to be like, "Oh, this is Heather's podcast."
Oh, this is going to need some major editing.
We don't do.
We need to get the other
That's
Spooky in here to edit this.
Spooky, we need some editing.
You guys are bad, and it's early in the morning too to be acting like this.
Yeah, that just goes to show you what kind of characters we're dealing with here. All day long, they're like this. Did you know that I was hanging out here with some endangered wood? I didn't know that. How can wood be endangered? Does it grow slow?
Looks like some of the most stalest tamales I've ever seen.
Stalest tamales?
Yep.
Hey Chad, what else did you get when you went to that meta store?
Well, I got endangered wood that you're not supposed to have. And then I got...
You got wood?
Yep,
I got some nice wood. I got wood.
See
when
what
I
they
was
did
there.
to me? God dang it.
And I got this Oracle card deck, the Native Spirit.
Nice. Oh.
And I got it because it reminded me of Native Americans stuff. And I know that a lot of people in this community are, they've got some Native American in them and a little bit of, I think I do too, a little bit. I have to still figure out what tribe. But Spooky, you're Cherokee, right?
Yeah. And Aztec.
And I believe Josh is Blackfoot. If I remember right. What are you, Sonny?
Choctaw.
Mm.
Choctaw Indian.
Grey Wolf has been trying to vacuum all morning in camp
Choctaw,
because...
But my granny says Choctaw, so that's how I say it. We're
Choctaw?
Indian. Yep, Choctaw
Choctaw.
Indian. It's because, she was full-blooded Indian, so she said things different sometimes.
Oh, right on. I'm just looking at the chat here.
Don't look at it.
Jamie does live there in Vegas. I'm sure she knows all the local haunts. I guess I'll pull a card for Sonny out of the new deck.
It's going to be 3 again. They're just going to flop out, smack you right in the face.
Think so. It's dry woodland. It's very dry right now. Vacuum Spooky every morning. Oh my god.
You pull out some of that wood, polish it up.
I'm gonna have to burn some here in a minute just to clear the air. Oh my god,
Isn't this
Jamie,
a family show?
It's borderline X-rated right there. Good Lord. All right.
People need Jesus.
Sonny needs a card, and chat needs Jesus. Whoa! That one flew out. Flowing river. You're a flowing river, Sonny.
You can call me Flower if you want to.
Flowing river.
You guys are crazy. Man.
Flowing river, huh? Let's see what we got going on here.
Cassie said, I wished I had Scottish in me.
Cassie.
Oh, where's Simon Wales? Isn't he Scottish?
Simon, you're being paged, boy.
What's that
Simon
show on
Wales.
Netflix with the Scottish guy? Oh, I know she probably watches that. Big old studly dude. Wow, what the hell is the name of that show?
Can you pull a card for our Valentine's Day date, Chad? Don't be letting me down. I'm telling everybody I already have a Valentine, so if you let me down, I'm going to be disappointed. And I'm not going to have a Valentine.
That's right.
Sonny, your card meaning flowing river. Everything is falling into place because you aren't resisting the drift of the great river of life. It's time to let go. You're entering a period of gracious ease and flow. All is unfolding perfectly and with good timing. When you're in a state of flow, you aren't pushing the river to go faster, and you aren't swimming against it. Let go of the shore and enjoy the ride. Just let go of the shore, Sonny.
I am.
You've got all the...
Michael rowed his boat ashore. I'm just going to float to where it takes me.
There you go. Just see what happens if I don't row. Sonny's doing the rolling with the homies.
Yep.
Stop resisting me, guys. That's what the card says. Yeah, just go.
I'm not
with the flow.
resisting.
Oh, see what I started?
But hey,
You
got to give Leigh one. Give Leigh what he wants.
That's the thing is, I mean, Leigh gets what he wants, so Leigh's the
That's
man. Leigh plays us really good
man.
music, so.
That's right.
All right, Leigh. Leigh needs a card. Let's see what Leigh gets from the Native Spirit Oracle deck. Oh, jeez. This chat is something else. All right, Leigh from First Floor Audio needs a card. Okay. Jumped.
I love it when she says that. You got to be to something to do something.
Yeah. I love that.
Something to do something.
That needs to be on a shirt.
Yep.
56.
We
Mr.
say
Leigh.
about it. Gotta be about it, that shit.
Gotta be about it. Leigh, you got Grandmother Earth. Not Mother Earth. Grandmother Earth. Ooh, look at this guy.
That's actually pretty cool, Chad. That's a nice card.
Grandmother Earth. Stop and take measure of your life. Access who you are and where you are. Get grounded. Make plans for the future, but don't act on those plans until you are ready and feel secure in stepping forward. There is a profound source of strength and power within you, and it is expanding now. Put your roots down. This is the time of preparation and going deeper. Your native spirit wants you to know Grandmother Earth provides the trees, plants, flowers, rivers, streams, oceans, mountains, and valleys, and supports us all with her bounty. She's stable and strong in her devotion to us. She's stable and strong to her devotion to us. You are supported and loved, even if you're not always sure of it. Strength is growing within you. Don't rush. Slow down. The seeds that you plant now will bring abundance in the future, but only if you take the time to nurture those new beginnings. Take time to plan your future carefully. Don't rush into anything. Security and protection surround you. You are safe. if you're thinking of making secure financial investments and receive this card, it's telling you that this is a good time to do so. It's not a time to take risks. Don't be taking any risks.
Don't listen to that one, Spooky. I don't know about that.
That's
Jamie's
for Leigh.
Trying to get you. Jamie's trying. Oh, that was for Leigh. Oh, okay, good.
That card was, yeah.
Leigh, if you plant seeds, I want to know what you name them. You're gonna have kids running around all over New York. That's not what I meant.
Oh man.
It's time to plant a seed.
Spooky's gonna get out of here and write
Lord.
a comedy skit. Don't mind shallow though. Depends on the motion of the ocean. Oh my God, Jamie. I never rush. Slow and steady wins the day. That's right, dude. That's right. Slow and steady wins the race.
Spooky needs to cool him off.
Guys, there's something else. Melissa. Oh my God, Cassie. What
See, even Cassie, man. This is not
Cassie.
Oh, no.
Hey.
Moist.
Settle down there, Cassie. Settle down. What is going on today? You guys, Bree. You guys need some attention. What is going on?
Spooky, you're gonna have to quit being so cute.
Mercury's in extra grade or something.
See?
That's uneasily.
Yeah. Yep. You're gonna end up getting sued. These girls are gonna end up sliding off their chairs and hurting themselves.
Sliding off their chair. And what were you doing at the time of the accident? I was just listening to the podcast.
Oh man.
Oh God. We're gonna get lawyers knocking at the door. You're welcome, Leigh. No problem, dude.
Chairs with Velcro underwear just to keep them in their seats.
Velcro underwear. Oh my God, Enzo. Oh my God, this is like a thirst trap. I swear to God, paranormal.
Call the
thirst
National
trap.
Weather Center.
Oh my God.
No, nobody's gonna ever take us seriously in this field again.
No, my God. Call the National Center for Atmospheric Moisture. I know, seriously. Like, I feel like we should cut this out and just, because Heather's family or Heather's people are gonna watch this and be like, "Oh, this was her last. This was her last interview. It looks like it got a lot of views. Let's see what this is all about." It's just us talking about our chat room slipping off their chairs.
We can
Excess
be
moisture.
Serious for the first part of the show when we're supposed to be serious.
You see what Lindsay said?
Oh God.
Obviously, morning ladies here.
Oh my God, morning ladies. Pinzer. Hey, Pinzer's the one that blocked me.
What?
That's how I met Pinzer. Huh?
In what chat room?
That was
Spaghetti?
in Spaghetti Leigh's chat room. Yeah, I was in there and Pinzer was is a wrench and accidentally I blocked Chad Smith. Accidentally
Pinzer,
right clicked on me or something.
I'm gonna go make you a wrench on Paranormal Chop Shop so you can block him again.
Hey, I better be a wrench over there. Actually, Pinzer just joined my Discord last night, so I can put her in timeout on Discord.
What the hell's a Discord? How come I don't got one? And how come when I go live, I can only go to YouTube and you got Facebook and everything else? You need to fix all that mess up, Chad. That's your job.
How does she think of this stuff, man?
I don't know.
Oh man, I have met my match, boy. I thought I was bad.
Salmon are spawning all up these rivers this morning, and then Jamie said dropping eggs all over. Huh?
Oh, she's a fertile turtle, boys.
Connor, don't be spreading that information. I mean, unless enough people sign up. I mean, that's good money. I might actually have to. That'd pay the rent. Oh my God, you guys are something else.
Finally, the other spooky resurfaces. Take some of the heat off me.
I thought that first emoji that Bree typed was a cheeseburger at first. I had to bring it up. I'm like, now there's cheeseburgers? Chad, take your top off. Today is Tuesday. Totally topless Tuesday. Everybody go over to UFO Garage and subscribe.
Show him a titty.
Show him a titty? I don't know about that. Low Pro, dude. I haven't seen you in forever.
I'll put my titties on there.
What was Low Pro's real name? I'm trying to think.
Oh my God.
Oh man. I used to know it. Low Pro. Dude, I haven't seen you in forever. Is everything okay? Been doing good?
Oh
BRB,
man.
bro.
Where's the StreamYard link? All right, no problem. Jamie might be here when you get back. I don't know. I don't know what's about to happen when I drop this.
Yep, better get Jamie in here.
All right, here you go, Jamie. Jamie and Bree, hit the link.
She's yeah, Bree. You get your ass in here.
Jeez, Melissa. I'd eat a cheeseburger off any of y'all right now. Man, Mercury's in like super grade or whatever it was in before. It's opposite now.
I'll go get a cheeseburger.
You're at work, Bree goes. Oh yeah, your work doesn't work out for streaming. The blocking of Chad Smith was me dropping my phone, no joke. Yeah, you said it was an accident. Steve, that's right, dude. That's right. It's good to see you back in the comments, man. I don't know where you went, but good to see you. Cassie's like, I got the potato salad. You guys bringing the cheeseburgers? Bree, are you sitting at home base for are you at streaming home base?
Who are you talking
ended
to?
On the 3rd.
Oh, which Bree? I didn't know. I get confused with Thin Lizzy Bree and
Butt stuff Bree.
The goat Bree.
The goat.
I call her the goat, not butt stuff. She's more than just a butt, Chad. She's got boobs too.
Bree is on her way. Has to clean up the snail trail she made. Oh, for God.
She slid out of the chair. I told you. It's
slippery.
Spooky on here.
Slippery when wet. When spooky. That's his new podcast. Slippery when wet with Spooky Morales.
Slippery when wet.
Bree's already dressed for the occasion, looks like.
You got to put spaces in there, Bree. Them and narrow boobs.
Those are too narrow. Can't come on the show with those. The card's got all. Yeah, Cassie's got it figured out. Oh man, you guys are something else.
Oh wait, Bree's boobs might be pushed together in hers.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's nice.
There's an art to it. Oh, you're in trouble now. You're in trouble, dude. Hating on little boobs. What are we even talking about right now?
I don't know, but I like little boobs. I ain't hating on them. I like all boobs.
I like Cassie's comment. We love all boobs. Or no, we love little boobs. Who is this?
Oh!
Who's this?
Ah!
Oh my God! Please identify yourself before you get blocked from the chat.
It's no.
Oh, God.
Wait, I need to turn around my camera.
Oh, all right.
Uh-oh. Fixing to get light switched.
I don't know what's about to happen. We might need a 30-second delay on this one.
Nuh-uh. I might need a close-up. Oh.
Well, hey, how's it going?
Hi. How are you?
Oh, we're doing pretty good.
Yay.
You like this crazy show?
Yes, I need headphones on. 1 second. Oh my god.
Actually, everything's working good. We can hear you fine.
Yeah, if you can hear us.
You know, because it's like out loud, you might hear your guys' voices.
Oh, we'll definitely let you know. I'm snobby about audio. If it starts sounding weird, I'll let you know. But it sounds fine right now.
You snob.
Yeah, I'm an audio snob.
I need the lights on. Oh my god. Why have I joined this thing? I don't like being on camera.
Hey, I mean, everybody's got their day.
Good.
Oh no. I'm trying to stick it up. Right.
Just so you know, it's addicting once you start doing this.
Yep.
Yeah. I uploaded my first YouTube earlier. Like, I really braved it and thought, fuck it. Everyone else does it, so.
What's your YouTube channel?
I'll send you the link.
Okay, put it in the private chat.
Yeah. Oh god, I'm really nervous. Oh man.
You have an awesome accent. Yeah, where are you from?
The UK, Nottingham.
Nottingham? Okay.
That's awesome.
The land of Robin Hood, that's what I always say.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nottingham.
the land of Robin Hood. So
Chad over here. Chad Smith is from.
I'm from lower Michigan, like southern Michigan.
I'm from California, and so is Spooky.
California. It's Jamie's from California, isn't she as well?
Jamie is in Vegas.
They're from she's from California, but she lives in Vegas.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Coral, the queen, how are you, beautiful?
I'm good. I'm just waiting for my partner to get back because we're gonna go pick up some weed soon. Yay!
Oh
Perfect.
My God. I need to come to the UK.
I'm meant to be having a break
You're supposed to have a break?
from the weed.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah,
You don't
did you
need
see
that.
the lecture I was
Don't need
giving
that.
you? I told you should not be smoking weed.
As he's holding a pipe in his hand.
That's a beautiful pipe.
Oh, thank you. It's my bubbler.
I like my
That's my buddy.
joints.
Coral,
Yeah, that's
before your partner comes back, I have to let you know your hair is the stuff that dreams are made of.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No.
I actually cut it the other day and I fucked it up. It's not right.
Yeah, don't cut it.
It's not level.
I'll let it
it's
grow
not.
for-
You'd never know.
No. I had like one of those crazy moments where I got off the toilet having a piss. I stood up, right, and we're like, I'm gonna cut my hair.
No.
That's what my sister does. I'm gonna cut my hair today. It's like, no plan, huh? No plan?
No.
Cool. All right, let's see what happens.
Fucked it up. I need to go. My mum needs to come and visit me just to trim it.
That's what
Needs to
moms are
layer
for.
her hair
They
now.
always fix the problem.
I can't believe we got Coral Queen in here. So you're gonna come on with us more often now. You're gonna be with us.
I'm gonna try. I need to get over myself and stop being a
You're
pussy.
good. You're good.
Yeah.
Just
You're
like
live
you
on
are.
YouTube right now with 22 people watching, so if you can do it right now, then you can.
I
you can
didn't
keep
know there
doing
was
it.
that many people.
Me neither. Isn't that crazy?
Well, now
We're
you're
supposed
gonna-
to just be a
now you
small little
gotta come hang
podcast.
out now you're gonna have to come hang out at the chop shop with us too.
You
Yep.
guys are
That's on
used to it
Friday
though.
night. That's
I'd
three
love
guys.
to. I
And
would
Gemma.
love to start coming on podcasts and stuff, but I need to I'm a bit shitty because sometimes I interrupt without realizing. So
What all you really need is a good team behind you that promises to always be honest with you. And as long as you guys know each other well enough to know that you're not going to purposely hurt each other's feelings or anything, just do whatever you got to do. And then, huh?
I'm not supposed to be lying to you, Chad.
You're not supposed to be.
white lies.
I'll stop.
I would never know it. I would never know. But yeah, I mean, and then just do your own thing. And if if you're messing up enough where somebody that cares about you notices it, they'll let you know. That
Or
was weird.
just
Somebody
press the
jumped
red
in.
button. F off.
Yeah, you'll know for sure if you really screw up. It'll just get taken right off.
So
It's like, oh my
what
god.
are you going to start doing on YouTube? What is your podcast going to be?
Me?
Yeah.
Did you say you're going to start doing?
I'm not doing a podcast. Like, I'm really shit with information. I stumble on my words and stuff, so I cannot do a podcast. You guys have a lot of information, and you've done this for a long time, and your experiences have been longer than mine. So I've got nothing.
Oh, you're confused. I just started this like 2 months ago.
She's got some killer pictures and videos of orbs.
That I have, and I don't get why they're up there all the time. If they are what I think they are, why are they there all the time? And what are they doing?
They like you.
Yeah, like I opened my if you've seen the video, I opened the curtains at 7 a.m. yesterday, about to start work, and there's a fucking thing. I felt like Jesus staring at this like really shiny star. Honestly, that's all I could think of. I was like, I'm Jesus. Like, I'm joking. But I opened the curtains and it was right there. And it happened again this morning.
Oh.
I don't know what the fuck it is.
Is it moving?
It was moving like it was in transit, like a fucking planet.
But so slower than a plane.
Yeah, like just really slow, moving in transit.
Weird. And
that's what they do. They do that with me. They act as stars and everything.
Huh.
The Queen's got aliens.
Yeah, I don't.
So they'll make themselves look. Have you ever seen them look like anything different, like a different size orb or any kind of different object, or is it always orbs?
That's the thing. I don't know what's what, because I see quite a lot. Like I see tiny orbs like this big, like really small. What else have I seen? I see plasma lights. I don't know if you get what I mean when I say plasma lights.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like they're there, but they're not there. You're looking up to the sky and you see, like, you know, when you get visual snow and you get your eye floaters.
Yeah.
It's completely different to that, and it's got like its own life. Like, yeah. I don't know how to explain it.
It's all energy. This is all energy that, you know, you're tapping into. And I don't know if it's through meditation or whatever might have happened in your past, but you definitely have your third eye open, and a lot more than a lot of people. I think I know that you are practicing meditation. I'm
really shit at it, but I have been trying. Do you know when I first joined UFO Twitter I think it was last August, September now, I was able to tap in really, really easily. It was really odd. But now I really struggle. And when I have a smoke of weed, that's what helps me, like, you know, tap in quicker. It's like, and I see so much when I've had a smoke, like in my peripheral all the time.
Good. Yeah, it just helps relax you and open up your pineal gland more. So yeah.
And then it makes you paranoid at the same time. So it's like best of both worlds.
You got to get the good stuff. Won't make you paranoid.
Yeah.
If, like, for my meditation, Spooky, this is what I've figured out for myself anyway. It's hard for me just to meditate, but if I use those the OBE, the out of body experience videos that I use from YouTube, those sounds, those what do they call that, Spooky? The sounds,
you're talking about binaural beats.
Yes, that helps me. That helps me. Like if you're having a hard time meditating, for both of you guys, Chad, you and Queen.
It's the frequencies, man. It's the frequencies.
That helps me clear my mind to where I can not think of.
Hello, loves.
Think of
Hi, Bree.
24/7.
Oh my gosh! Whoa!
Hi. We've got
Hi,
the
beautiful.
goat.
Now it's all balancing out.
Yeah.
I just got out of the shower.
Bree, I was just thinking how perfect
party
Coral would
early.
be for you guys.
Oh
She's
yeah,
so
we
awesome.
love Coral.
Hey,
Heck
man.
yeah.
We love Coral. She is
I love you
awesome.
too.
And I totally get you about the weed too. It's like it can open you up and also make you super paranoid. So I usually don't smoke all day long.
Like where
Like
I
at
sit
night.
in the conservatory, can you see the door there?
Yeah.
So I'll just bring it over actually. So in this room, especially when it's dark, I get really paranoid. And this is where the stuff happens. So in here.
Blow up my screen here.
And I see all, like, honestly, I'll be sat there with a smoke, and like last night it happened. There was something in my peripheral, and I felt like a shadow came towards me. And this is where I see my shit.
Yeah.
Wow, right outside.
That's the videos I've seen, right? That angle.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. That's a good view.
A little spaceship.
That's cool. How cute.
Oh, cool.
I love it.
Oh, one landed.
Yeah.
Yeah, one landed.
Love it.
Oh, I'm cold.
Oh, I love it.
Now I miss the UK.
You been
I've
there?
never been.
I've been to UK a couple times.
Oh.
I love it.
Didn't know that.
That's cool.
The only reason I've traveled was from the railroad, Spooky, so I've never been anywhere that they didn't send me. I've never got to leave. I've been into Canada, but I haven't never been anywhere to like UK, or I would love that.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. I mean, when you get to go across the pond, and you get to see other cultures that are much older than ours, it really helps open up your mind about the possibilities, and just that you're not so alone. If you don't go and travel outside of this country, a lot of us have a hard time understanding how massive the world is. I mean, it's just, and at the same time, you've got people with so many different languages, so many different skin colors, but at the end of the day, we're all exactly the same. And that's why I love traveling, because it always comes back to we're all the same. We're all connected.
That's beautiful.
That's
beautiful insight.
That's us all connected. We're living beings on this living planet, and you really appreciate that when you get to travel out. I've been very, very lucky that I've been able to do it. Sometimes for work, but the best times are when you're traveling for fun, of course.
That's cool.
I think the best place I've been to was Amsterdam. I cried my eyes out. This was before I had kids. Like, I cried my eyes out. I've
been there four times.
I want to go to Amsterdam.
Damn.
I think.
Yeah, Amsterdam is one of my favorite places in the world. I love Holland.
Went to Paris though.
I love Paris.
Gee.
No? Wasn't no
all
good?
these places.
No,
Paris,
I didn't like the vibe.
No,
what about Italy?
Didn't like Paris?
Any of you guys been to Italy?
I've been
That's
to Italy.
another one. Really?
Yeah.
Food's
Damn, Spooky
good,
been
huh?
everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, it's
really.
because my family. I have family that lives in Germany, so when you go there, you're able to travel all different countries within a number of hours.
Damn, that's cool.
You can. I think one time we went to like 3 different countries in the same day.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, you think about it, Germany,
That's awesome.
right next to Austria, and then right below it is Italy. So you've got all the Alps, you've got all the beautiful mountains, and yeah, it's all connected.
So cool.
Am I too old to be adopted? I want to live with Spooky.
Yeah, really.
I just want to live with Spooky because your voice is so soothing. Like, honestly, it's so soothing. It's ridiculous.
That's what I think of you.
You and Big Willie, your voices.
Oh, Big Willie.
Yep.
Let me advertise Big Willie a little bit here.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes, I
get your
saw that
shirt
earlier. That's
on.
fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys party early and you party late.
We do.
Ain't no time to sleep.
No
I know. I
sleep.
get on at work and all the same people are on their own podcast, and I get on here and they're on this podcast. It's like, geez, did you guys ever?
How
see
late
love
do you
it.
work? Do you work like just nights?
Yeah, 10 p.m. to 6 in the morning.
Damn.
Then I come back
Ouch.
here, get here about 6:45, have some breakfast or some dinner, however you want to look at it, and then I'm back on here at 10 in the morning.
Damn.
For
So
3
when
hours.
do you sleep?
I sleep from about 1, sometimes 2 p.m. to 8 p.m.
To 8 p.m.
Wow.
Wow.
It's about 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
Just on Tuesdays and Thursdays, though.
I was going to say all the time.
Nope, just on podcast days. I get 5 or 6 hours of sleep, and then the rest of the week I get good sleep. Well, if I get to bed early enough, but half the time you guys have me on here and doing video chats anyway, so.
Sleep is for the weak.
Once you work graveyard, you don't ever come back. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that'd be hard to get used to for me.
Hey, what's up, Mom? Got
Oh,
my mom in the chat.
Is that your mom? Hello.
That's my mom, yep. She works from home, so she listens when she can.
Oh, that's so
That's so
sweet.
sweet.
Yeah.
She's the bestest.
I love that.
Everyone says, "Hey, Ma." She gets all the attention.
Oh.
Much
Bree,
easier.
you guys are having a show today, Bree?
Yeah, we have Jazz Shaw on.
Oh, cool.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know Jazz Shaw from. He's the dude that has the. You should ask him about his dolphins. His dolphin.
Is that
theory.
That's the only thing anyone ever says.
Really?
Bring him up. They're like, ask him about dolphins, or he believes dolphins are aliens. It's always the dolphin thing. It's like that's literally the only thing people say.
Well, the way he sees it is like it's just as plausible as anything else that anybody comes up with. So he's like, why not? You know, it's kind of a fun theory. And it's just as
I
reasonable as
believe
anything else.
it. I totally believe it. I don't see why not. Yeah, I'm a little bit anxious about the show. I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know. We're kind of wild. I don't know.
He's pretty wild. Have you seen his drinking streams?
I doubt he's gonna be drinking at the time.
I know. Well, he won't. Yeah, he won't be drinking at the time. But I'm just saying, like, he's got a sense of humor to him. He's not like a. You can get him laughing, I'm sure.
Cool.
Is this the is it Trippy something? Is that the Josh?
No.
The one in chat?
Is Jazz. Jazz. Jazz.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, Jazz Shaw. He's mostly seen on UCR, Unidentified Celebrity.
He's a writer.
Okay.
Yeah, for the debrief.
Yep, writer for the debrief.
There's so many people. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Enzo said I'll drive him to start drinking early.
It depends what drink.
There you go, Enzo. If it starts going crazy, starts going downhill, just get him to start drinking. Somebody donate $50.
And just hang in there.
Yep. I think if you donate $50, he takes a shot. So you guys just be ready in case you need an emergency $50.
I'm into that. That's cool.
I gotta mute and go feed the crow, or she's gonna be loud, dude.
You got a pet crow?
A couple. I'll be right back.
That's so cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he started
just
feeding
like a normal
crow.
thing.
I love it. I love crows. Crows are cute.
Crows are very smart and routine based. So if you start feeding them a couple times at the same time, they're gonna come back.
Ooh. I might get some crows.
That would be cool.
Oh, that's a pretty. Look at that announcement. For $100, Gypsy Road will do a chicken dance on his channel. That's a pretty good deal.
What's a chicken dance?
What's the chicken dance? You guys don't have that over there?
Oh, okay. I hate that song. I'm so sorry.
They do that a lot in Germany at Oktoberfest.
Enzo says, ask Jazz about his horseradishes. He's very proud of them. I'm serious. That's who I was hoping was going to click the link. What's up, Gypsy Road?
To get real up in there.
I'll do a chicken dance for 100.
I see that, dude. $100, that's cheap. For the chicken dance?
I think I've done it once. I've done it once on my channel.
Well, I'm not paying for it if I can just go back in the archives and look.
But I can't tell you what channel it was. I don't know what show it was.
Yeah, I have to go through all of them.
Spooky needs a cold shower and no internet for 24 hours.
You're right about that, Pat. You are right about that.
You got that right.
I mean, I'm a definition of white man can't dance. I mean, it's
I'm the same as a woman.
You weren't born with that
my
skill,
God.
huh? That natural ability.
My dad's like an auntie.
Like an auntie?
You know, like, so you got your uncle dancing at a party. I'm the auntie. I'm that
Oh, I
version.
love that.
I can't
man.
dance. I've got no coordination.
I love to dance.
Let's see.
Man, you don't.
How are the
ping me
crows?
if you don't mute me. Oh, they're fine now. They're quiet. You can't hear them.
138. It's 138.
Oh, good. I was going to ask. That's pretty warm. That's pretty cold, isn't it? You should probably bump it up a little bit.
This is
It sounds hot.
this is shitty coffee. This is actually shitty coffee. This is a K cup. I don't like K cups because K cups got
They're
that
weak.
plastic taste. But
Yeah.
I want to watch you guys so badly. I ran downstairs without making myself a regular pot.
Oh shit!
You know what I got?
Presses.
I should have brung it downstairs. I have an R2D2 coffee presser.
Really?
That's awesome.
You got me beat. Sonny, you're muted. You got me beat with that.
Yeah.
Of course, he has an R2D2.
An R2D2 coffee presser. Yeah, I think I used it on one of
Did you
my.
expect anything less?
I just finished my coffee.
Gypsy
I think my
man?
brother and I made a Star Wars movie one time.
Oh,
using
my
that
cup.
coffee press as a robot.
Black
I love
as my
that.
soul.
Black is my soul.
Black like my soul.
Oh, I got to send you one of these.
I like like cool mugs.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I need big cups. I like
You
that.
guys ever had one of those mornings where you just don't realize what the day is? I mean,
Yes.
Every day.
this morning, I was like middle of the night, like, oh, this is the weekend. This is the weekend. So I didn't check my phone. Then my daughter's like 7:24. I take her to school at 7:30. Dad, at 7:24. You're like, oh fuck. What's today? Tuesday. Oh. And there's nothing worse trying to get your brain to snap out of it in 6 minutes to take her to school.
I had the weirdest thing happen to me last week. It was Monday, and I thought it was Thursday. I've never had that happen before. Where it was a Monday. Yeah, it was a Monday, but it just felt like it was Thursday for some weird reason. Strange.
See, it sucks for me because I got two kids in high school, right? So you're thinking, hey, I could drop them off at the same high school, but no, they go to two different high schools.
Oh, that makes it fun.
One, I got to go
Great.
7:30, drop one off, and then 8:30, I got to take my kids drop off at another high school. That's one of those high schools connected to the Museum of Flight. It's an aviation type of high school, so it's kind of cool because I see airplanes every day.
That's cool.
World War II, World War One. So I mean, it's not bad, but it's just like, but they're all on the both separate sides of the towns. One's in Des Moines and one's like near Seattle, where the Museum of Flight is. Like, God damn, why can't they be in the same town?
I just learned that that's like something from the early 50s. Like before the late 40s, schooling was all just one-room schoolhouses.
You know what?
In the late 40s.
When I watched Fast Times at Ridgemont High for the first time when I was a kid, and I was like, schools in a building? Because in Kerman, in a lot of schools in Fresno and stuff, they're not in one building. They're all outdoors. And you have to walk to your classes. You have to walk to your lockers. And when I saw Fast Time, I was like, they're all in one building? That's cool. But of course, I learned later, most all East Coast schools are on building because of the weather and stuff. But in Fresno, it's all outdoors.
Huh. All outdoors.
I think.
Yeah, I guess because there's like no rain there, so they don't worry about.
A lot of damn fog, though. That's all I hear about is fog.
Oh my God, the foggy people. Dude, the fog is actually when you go to school, the fog is freaking awesome because you know how many foggy day schedules you get? 2-hour delays, 3-hour delay. Dude, I live 6 blocks away. I didn't care. Foggy day schedule, I go by that.
That's cool. Foggy day schedule.
Yeah.
I like that.
Foggy day.
Yeah. And we had earthquake drills. A lot of schools don't. I mean,
Yeah, you don't
I'm
see
sure
that here
Sonny
in
can tell
Michigan.
you. I mean, Fresno, you got Drake schools and the fog. I mean, the fog is fog. I mean, some where you can't see in front of you. Well, people have special lights that's yellow to kind of like try to beam through, because it's not the city part you're worried about. It's right when you get to the grapevines, and there's like no stop signs and stuff, and cars will just go right by. And
Oh man,
and I'm not saying
Gotta,
there's a percentage of
keep
them that don't have a
you gotta
driver
keep
license.
them on hand and brand new. Son Gypsy, the fog
Yeah.
lights.
fog
Yep.
lights.
Floodlights.
Damn.
Gotta have them all the time. One of those goes out, your ass ain't going nowhere if it's foggy.
I mean, sometimes
Jeez.
it's fun in a way.
This is new to me.
Like one year we're going to an Oingo Boingo concert from Kermit to Fresno, you know, and it's foggy. And back then you could sit back of a truck. You're allowed to sit back in the trucks. It wasn't against the law yet. You didn't have to have seat belts. You know, you got 4 or 5 of us back of a truck driving through the fog to go to concerts. There's a thrill to that. There is. You know,
Yeah.
you could die, but
You could die at any minute
true.
on the way to the concert, or you could also die.
Living on the edge.
We used to do it all the time, and I've had lots of friends got in car wrecks and stuff. That's never
scary.
happened with people in the bed of a truck. That from my end of my friends out here and us, dude, that was something like he said. We do it all the time. That
It was
was
all the time. It was normal.
if we went to a party, our buddy would come in his pickup, and we would
Coral.
take 15 of us to the party
Face.
that way. It was
And you think about it now, it's like, that is crazy, because if it flips, you're flying.
Oh my god.
Carl's
No.
like, I'm never moving to America. You guys are insane.
Don't do it.
Well, you can't do that no more. You're not allowed
Don't
to.
do it.
don't let us do nothing fun no more, huh, Gypsy?
It's
No,
wild over here.
no.
Now you can't even drive with your shotguns behind you.
That's what
Oh,
Behind
he's
your
right.
head.
there's guns as well.
I'm okay with that. That's
I still-
the
I
road
still
rage
put a
out
gun
here
in the
lately.
gun.
I think in Washington, as long as you have a gun permit and stuff, I gotta check on that. I don't know about that anymore.
The shotgun
I
behind your
always
head.
hide
Russ? I don't
mine
know.
anyway.
In the
I don't have
country,
mine where
we-
people can see it and steal it. Well, especially Fresno. You put anything on the shelves, it's stolen. They'll steal
I
you.
don't put mine
They'll
in the
steal
gun
you
rack.
in
I
the
put it on
daytime.
the-
Dude, my buddy had a truck stolen in Fresno. And then one day he's driving in the middle of the day. He had to go to near El Capitan Road, and he saw 2 homeless guys driving in his truck like nothing. And of course, he pulled them over and got them the fuck out of his truck. I mean,
New ownership.
dude, they'll rob you in the daytime in Fresno of your truck. They'll just walk up to you and say, "Get out of the car."
Oh.
Shit.
What the hell?
Jeez.
I'm not into that energy.
They've tried that.
Sonny's like, yeah, they used to try that around here, but didn't go so
Yeah,
well for them, some
that's what
bitches.
happened to Taco Bell with the shears, Chad. That's
Oh,
Poor Taco Bell.
Sonny just brings a skull on screen. Yeah, they tried that, but it didn't work too good for them, some bitches.
I think that's the main reason why I don't move back. 'Cause
Cut
I don't
their
think my
damn
kids.
head off.
I don't think my kids could understand the Fresno lifestyle. They visit because my family's down there. We'll go visit once every year or two, but they don't like it down there.
You know, in Fresno, Gypsy, since you're from here, you know where Jensen and 99 is?
Yep.
Jensen Taco Bell.
Yep.
Okay. I was at that Taco Bell, and I left too much room in between the window and the truck, and a guy walked up like he was gonna go into the Taco Bell. Then he walked between me and the window, and when he did, he pulled out a pair of those shears you trim bushes with. Those
No
big
fucking
scissors?
way.
Yeah, he pulled those out.
Head
And
shears.
he turns and sticks them to my throat right here. And
Did
my
you pee?
gun was in my lap. So he's standing like this with the shears on my throat. And as soon as he did it, I grabbed my gun and I stuck it to his chin.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah,
So
and- he was going to take the truck. And my wife was in there. She was sitting next to me. And then that's when the lady opened that window to give me the food. And she seen the gun and she seen what was going on, and she screamed, and I almost pulled the trigger. I thought he cut me, so I almost shot him. But yeah, he was shaking. He had the shears shaking on my neck. And I told him, Better take those fucking things off my throat. And
Yeah.
Coral looks like she's watching an episode of Breaking Bad or something.
Coral, you want to know what he said? You want to know what he
Shit's
said?
intense.
What
Whoops.
did he say? I said, you know what
You
the
hate,
fuck?
so I don't
What the
get
fuck
shit
do
like
you
this.
want? And that guy's shaking, and he goes, I wanted to know if you wanted to buy these scissors. It's what he called them. He called them scissors.
No way.
She's shaking now, and I can just feel like wanting to cut into me.
That's
Oh
that's
my
right. Dude, we were
God.
on Blackstone and Barstow. And my buddy was stoned in the car. My buddy was stoned. Car pulls up. He's stoned. He's like, hey, dude. And the car next to us thought he was doing a sign. like a gang sign. And they got behind us, and you saw like 2 doors open and a couple guys getting out with guns. We ran through the red lights, like, fuck this. I mean, you gotta watch your signs in Fresno, because they'll think you're doing a sign language and it's against them. Two teenagers, they were deaf and they were talking to each other sign language. They got shot because gangs thought they were doing gang signs.
Oh my God! You can't even be deaf there.
No,
Fresno is
safely.
Depends on where
ratchet.
You can be deaf, but it means something else here. It means you're cool.
That's so rough.
Did you guys ever wish there was a video
is
game where you
intense.
could do like town versus town, so you could do like Flint, Michigan versus Fresno, California, and just see who wins? Flint versus
funny.
Detroit. Go.
Dude, there's
See who wins.
gangsters here. There's
Yeah, it sounds
And
like
then-
it.
we live close enough to the border too that there's a lot of bad guys here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah.
We live close to the border too, but we're bordering with Canadians, so it's not the same. They're just standing there like, "Hey, how's she going?
What's
Wanna
up,
double
babe?
double?" Yeah.
Their hey, how's she going's a lot
What up,
different.
babe?
Ours is what's up, eh?
Yeah.
I know.
Ours
I
is
love
like,
my
"Oh, hey,
Canadians.
how's she going?"
But I haven't been to Canada in 2-3 years since the pandemic stuff, because they're only allowing people that going for business to go across the borderline, and there's only 2 hours away from us, Vancouver.
Yeah.
And my wife was gonna go. We were gonna go on our 25th year anniversary to Vancouver Island, because that's where we went on our first anniversary ever, and we couldn't even do that.
Damn.
Yeah,
It will
Connor
be
knows
special when you go back.
Connor knows how dangerous Detroit
I
is.
love my
He's
Canadian people.
been a rapper there at the shelter.
I don't know if they love Americans.
Bad,
Oh,
bad
Bigfoot
guy.
Anon's in the chat.
Yeah, buddy.
What's up, Connor? Good morning, man.
Damn.
Yeah, we got a big
Low
show actually tomorrow night with
Seriously.
Connor, my brother. We're gonna be joined by
How's
the
she going?
Renity Para Cryptid Research Team from Texas.
Oh, cool.
We're gonna be talking some Dogman and the relations between Dogman and UFOs. So that's gonna be off the hook.
Dog
Damn.
UFOs.
I didn't even know there was a connection. So
Apparently,
that's gonna be interesting.
there is connections. Yeah, there's connections almost in anything.
Everything. That's
Depends
true.
on how you read the numbers, and of course you got to use common sense, because you can have numbers, right? But we all know not everything's reported, so we all know the numbers aren't really true. I mean, and when you do want to report something, most people don't even know who you report it to.
Mhm.
So how good are these numbers in the first place? But there's a lot of interesting thing, guys. There's a guy named Brinks. He was on our channel. He's a retired professor in Japan, and he was on our show talking about the Hobigon, the Japanese Bigfoot, and he had a map of all the missing people in Japan, and he had where all the sightings were of Bigfoot, and where almost every big number of missing people were high sightings of Bigfoot.
Oh,
I mean, it's awesome when I see people do these research, and this guy's a professor, so he's not like just some small
throwing shit out there,
he's a
right?
respected guy that moved there because his wife, and I love hearing research like that. I mean, people take their own time out to do that. And that is interesting, right? Missing people, Bigfoot sightings, and you don't think about that in Japan and other countries because we only think about America. But
Yeah.
True that.
there's more than just America out there.
I know. I think about that too. I really only know most
dog.
American UFO sightings and stories, but not across the pond.
An English bulldog. I'm sorry. She just
He's popped.
That's what. Huh?
I said he's popped. Popped as in like he's shot. He's farted.
yeah.
Pop.
Gypsy got fumigated.
The dog popped.
Oh, I like
Look at
that
him down there.
word. Pop.
Yeah, me too.
He popped.
Like
he's just down there popping.
I think of it differently though. When I think of the sentence like he popped, I think of like he popped. Like he popped.
She spelled it differently though. P-A-R, you said?
Yeah, P-A-R-P-E-D.
Parped.
Parp.
I'm thinking
I've never heard of that.
I don't know if it's an English thing or I don't know.
So, where are you from?
I'm from the UK, Nottingham.
Okay. Is that near Manchester anywhere at all?
Like, pretty much. It's like half an hour drive.
That's where my brother mostly lives, in Manchester, in the UK.
Oh, that's pretty
Right
neat.
now, he's in Fresno doing some things, but he's going to be going back to the UK soon.
Manchester. No, it's not a bad place, Manchester. I think I've been a few times. It's not bad.
Yeah, so he's like my reporter from the UK when he goes there. The hauntings. Not there's a lot of hauntings. He takes me to that tour where all those skeleton skulls are in that trench. What do you guys call it? Where you pay money, go down, and there's like thousands and thousands of head skulls.
I only know the catacombs.
That's it. That's it.
France, right?
I've been there, yeah. It was brilliant when I went down there.
Oh, you went down there?
And I'm always a trip. Like, why would they keep thousands of skulls just there? It's
a bit weird.
It sounds like disrespectful to the dead, but UK, you guys are crazy.
There was some graffiti. Someone fucking graffitied on the schools.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
it made me. I was really mad.
If that was in America,
Melissa.
it would have all been already.
Oh yeah, they'd be all different colors, and they'd have LEDs embedded into them and everything else.
You see that, Melissa?
Oh, Connor parped his pants.
Yes.
Password is
Parped. We probably sound so funny to her. Parped.
Nuh-uh.
Got the hard R there. R.
Parped.
Connor parped his pants.
Paint.
His pants.
I need a wee. Be right back.
Okay.
A wig? No.
Sweet.
Gone to the loo.
I have to wee too.
Maybe I should go get a wig.
She said a wee.
Oh,
a wee.
She's going to play Wii.
She is so adorable.
She is, huh?
Oh my god.
I love that voice. I love that.
I told her the other day I want to fall asleep in your hair.
She's like, not creepy. Not creepy at all.
I had someone tell me that me and Chad had the most awesome accent she had ever heard in her life. From Ireland. She's from Ireland. She sounds so cool. Her voice is so awesome, but she thinks us. She's well, she would mean that about all of us, but she said it to me and Chad that our accent was so awesome the way we sound, and it blows me away because
I know.
Yeah, when they think we sound cool, to me, they all when you have an accent like that, it sounds to me it's fascinating.
Enzo, this probably
want to talk like them.
The Bears.
Been way funny.
The Bears.
Oh, look at the girl.
That fat little dog.
She's so cute.
You want to trade? Man?
Look at her. She's so happy.
I don't even know where mine's at, little bastard. He's probably doing something bad.
I don't have one. I need to get me one.
Rocky, here.
Josh, I've dropped the link like 10 times. How come you're not in here yet, bud?
Come here, Rock.
What the hell?
Come on,
Get
bud.
up here. I'm going to trade you for that fat dog.
Checkity, 1, 2. Somebody smell like poo.
Look, these are expensive dogs. I'll trade you my expensive dog for yours.
Okay.
It's a Dapple.
Were
That's
your
a
dog,
Dapple weenie.
were your dog not
Dapple
like
weenie
me?
dog.
So I need a dog that doesn't like me, so it will stop following me.
That's
Yeah,
Rocky,
I know,
right?
Yeah, that's
Rocky. What's up, buddy?
Love that name, Rocky.
Hi, Rocky.
He looks all sweet. He looks all sweet and innocent. Everyone thinks that, but He's a mean little guy.
I love that name. That name's way better than my dog's name.
What's his name? I forgot.
My daughter named it Eliza off a character from Hamilton.
Love it.
Watch, you gotta train him to be mean. Watch,
Is that what
Rocky.
it is?
Bianchi. Bianchi.
I love Hamilton.
Sonny, we were talking
my
about
son called the dog Haybell, and I'm like, what does Haybell mean?
what the hay bell?
Like,
No fucking idea.
Sonny, when we were
Is
talking
it the
about
bell you just rang when
catacombs-
you bringing hay to animals?
my son's weird.
My son's weird. That's all you gotta say.
And the farm. Ding,
This is,
ding, ding.
this is the other
Like
one,
food.
Gypsy.
The other
You
one.
know, out here we all have to have
Hi. Oh,
we all gotta have at least one Queensland.
Aw.
what's the doggo's name?
That's Holly.
Holly, Holly, and Rocky.
She's getting old.
Sonny, I gotta get back to this because Enzo has a pretty good joke here. We were talking about the catacombs and all the skulls down in the tunnels there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Enzo says they were hedge trimmer salesmen.
Guys, I need to go.
Oh, you have to go?
Yeah, I have to go, but I'll definitely come and join again.
All right. Spooky's gonna be sad.
Bye,
but
Coral.
Love you
We'll tell
all.
him you
Have a
said
good
bye.
time.
Love
Bye,
you.
Coral.
Have a good
Thanks for hanging out with
Bye.
us. Make sure you
Thank
come
you.
back.
Bye. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Well, she's awesome.
Spooky's
guys.
gonna be pissed.
You missed it.
Catacombs.
Catacombs.
Yeah, the catacombs.
Catacombs.
Yeah, you should check out pictures,
Isn't
images.
that under?
It's wicked.
Isn't it under a castle?
It goes miles. I mean, it's
That
under
was like
a lot
under
of
Paris
stuff.
and shit.
Yeah,
It's
it's miles
under
of it.
something. Yeah. Yeah, that would be kind of cool to see. It's kind of weird though, man.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. A lot of damn
creepy.
skulls. You know.
Have you guys seen the movie? There's like
No.
movies about that.
Is it?
No.
Is there?
Oh, there's movies about that.
I'm a movie guy too.
They're like fucking zombies and shit.
Zombies and
Hey, actually, I'm going to
shit.
see I am sad this weekend. I gotta go see. I gotta do my girl trip kind of a movie thing. Got to do my once in a while. You got to go see a chick flick. I'm doing that this
Yeah.
Friday. I got to go see some movie
What's
with
up,
Jennifer
dude?
Lopez.
Did someone
Marry
say
me.
movies?
Yeah, movies.
Hey.
Ah, geez, I'm out. You guys are talking about
Connor,
movies.
I was
I gotta
saying
go.
I gotta
It's
do
good
my
talking to
girl
you.
About
chick flick
movies?
things this Friday. I gotta do my
That's
girl
like what?
movie thing.
Hey,
Just one time. I'm gonna go see Marry Me. Gotta go see that Jennifer Lopez getting married to Wilson for the wife. But then the week after that, it's Uncharted. So I'm excited for that.
Gee.
The movie about the catacombs is As Above, So Below, though. Really good one.
Oh.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, that came out around the same time as The Pyramid, and both of them are found footage style, and they both go, underground in sacred places, and it gets really weird. The Pyramid kind of got negative reviews, but As Above, So Below, was definitely solid. I liked them both fun rides.
what are those other bones right there?
Oh shit! Look at that.
These?
Yeah, those like femur.
You know what?
No,
You guys got to
No,
do a
femur,
show about this and have my brother on
bone.
there. He'll tell you the
Femur
whole
bone.
history of them. He has done videos on the catacombs. He has videos himself, doing a tour there and all that.
That's crazy. So he's got some info.
Yeah.
There's like
That's
more than 6 million bodies buried down there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
There's the
Jeez.
big Willy overlay.
And there's like
And
a
the
movie
question is,
theater down
You
there
gotta ask
that's
yourself,
working.
where all those bodies come from? Who are they from? I mean, 6 million?
Bad
That's
people.
a lot of people.
Yeah. Just that picture right there has a lot of damn people in it.
those are the priests.
Oh, that one looks like Joe Biden.
Oh, for God's sake. And the whole video is getting taken down now.
Oh my
If
god.
you look at all them skulls, they all look identical. Like I've never seen that many skulls next to each other.
Jamie, what
those
in
were
the
real?
world?
Those are supposed to be real, right?
Oh, yeah, dude. Those are all real.
They're all real bones. All of
They
it.
got these high ass cheekbones on them, like the skulls do.
Ooh,
Mm.
alien.
Aliens. Yeah, maybe it's 6 million aliens they had to get rid of. Weird.
All of our ancestors.
They're freaky people in the UK. Got to remember, people forget that UK was the the British want to take over the world. Time after time, they want their queen.
Understand that
time after time.
Why do they have to be?
She looks moist. She is moist, and my hair's still wet.
Oh my god,
that is freaky,
isn't that wicked?
Man. Those are femur bones.
There's like 2,000 dead people on the screen. And
I wonder if that would be allowed here if they open a museum like that.
I don't know if I would want to go in there.
You're not even allowed to say the president's name on anywhere. You're not. they would close that place down, in a heartbeat here.
Yeah.
Because you know how many nude bones that would show up in those places without anybody knowing it.
I've always called out the Humboldt Museum because they used to have like 3 giant human hybrid skulls on display, and then it went into new ownership, and then they took them down. But there is pictures of the giant skulls. The Humboldt Museum, guys. So while you're blazing that 420 out there, stop by the museum and demand answers.
Demand answers.
As you're
I don't want to turn up missing.
I want Bree standing on the steps of the place, holding like a cone, just blazing it up. I want answers.
I'm the goat, bitch.
I'm the goat, bitch.
Yo, oh my god. Did you guys see that documentary about it? What was it called? Murder Mountain?
No.
I'm pretty sure I
freaked
saw
me
that.
out.
Intrigued.
I'm like, I don't want to go.
I've been on Space
Murder Mountain. Problem is, there's so many documentaries, so many streaming services. It's like, where do you begin to start watching all this stuff? It's
that's where I'm at. I haven't seen anything. Everything you guys talk about, I'm like, nope. I got nothing.
What have you been doing with your time?
I know.
Well, I used to spend a lot of time outside. Yeah, I'm sitting here playing with these terrible cards. My mama said are the devil.
Mama said.
I definitely recommend the Missing 401 documentaries for anybody else out there that's just getting new into the topic. That just propels you into, Bigfoot, ancient lore, UFO, electrical anomalies. So there's a lot of stuff out there, and it's current. There are people going missing.
Amazon has those.
Last week.
Amazon has those.
Yep.
And
then once you have to decompress, go watch Zillafoot, because that will take all the seriousness out of you real quick.
Take all the seriousness right out.
It's fun.
Who stars in that movie? I wonder.
I am one of the stars. You will be begging at the end that I had more screen time because a couple of the cast didn't take it as serious, I guess. But
if you have Prime, guys, you can watch it for free. You can watch it for free if you have Prime.
Yeah, it's free. It's free now, so I don't feel bad having people. If they pay $14.99, I feel like I owe them something. But free on Prime. An hour and a half later, you'll have some laughs.
Zillafoot on Prime, huh?
There's no excuse. Almost everybody has Prime. Go and watch it. Zillafoot.
And if you don't have Prime, Zillafoot, half Godzilla, half Bigfoot, and it's during a alien invasion, and the military brings me in, and I give them the lowdown, and they're like, "You're probably right, but you still got to get up out of here." And sure enough, everything I say happens. It's like I'm a prophet in the movie, but it's really fun. And the sequel is going to be directed by my buddy, so it's going to actually follow just our 3 characters. So the sequel is going to be significantly better. It's going to be kind of like a, in my opinion, Terminator situation, because T2,
You want to know what's funny?
When was it made?
It was made like it's finished last year.
Okay, I got it.
Amazon Prime, right? Amazon's going to be raising their rates $20, like the day after the Super Bowl, right? But they're going to be they're going to be premiering Lord of the Rings trailer. So it's like, we're going to be raising your rates by $20, but look, we got Lord of the Rings coming. And it's like they knew what they're doing. It's like, that's smart.
Care.
That is so smart to do. We're going to raise your rates, but look at this trailer.
Hey,
what's up, Josh?
Trippy time.
What's up, guys?
We're trying to have a serious conversation here.
Oh, you're lucky, man. 'Cause the governor almost stopped by. Told him I wasn't working the other day.
The governor.
Yeah.
Oh, we're the ones
Josh,
distracting, Jamie. We're distracting.
Josh, you've been killing it over on your channel, bro. I'm really happy to see it on your channel now. But of course, again, shout out to Paranormal Chop Shot and the Chad Smith podcast for being the Bates Motel of your, little stay before you got going. So, man, I'm really excited to see the ball keep rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we gotta change that.
Man, I've
we
been
gotta change that 6 o'clock time frame
on
Friday.
Mine? Oh, mine is kind of like flexible right now. If you're talking about mine,
no, I'm talking about Pot Chop. At 6 o'clock Fridays, that's hard for me. So he needs to change it to like I don't know, at midnight or something. Because I always got to do something on a Friday.
We are supposed to change it to 5 your time. We were supposed to go back an hour. We still haven't done that, but we're supposed to.
We're supposed to, but
nah.
Damn.
That's the good thing about YouTube. You can rewatch it anytime you want. So you just go rewatch it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is better live.
This is a very serious show. We're supposed to be very serious here.
Yeah.
You want me to play your trailer?
Don't fuck around.
I appreciate that, John.
What was that?
Oh, I didn't even think we were live, man. I thought we were probably.
You probably can. I'm sadly not in the trailer unless they made a new one. But
no,
definitely, yeah. And I was just gonna say, no offense to the West Coast people, because I know some of us are on here, but guys, the East Coast sets the standard with time, and then Central, paves the way. All you guys over in the West, y'all got to adapt.
Listen,
I love Eric when he's
listen. The West is the best. West is the best.
Agree.
Listen, I lived on the East Coast. I lived in New York, New Jersey, Maryland. And one of my main thoughts in my was I gotta get the fuck out of the East and back into the West.
I lived in Florida for a while. It was awful.
East has too much bad weather. Too much bad weather that ages you.
Show them that picture I sent you yesterday, Chad.
Ass weather. Just ass.
When you're living upstate New York, you better get that shovel ready for that snow and stuff. I mean, it's some serious weather upstate New York, and you got. I give credit for people up there because the amount of snow and stuff they get up there. I mean,
although I'd like
I will say that you're right about the weather. The weather is fucking bipolar here.
This is
that's West Coast right there.
Yep. Yeah. Now we can't listen to Connor. Come on, he lives in Florida. That's beautiful too.
Florida.
Well, he does the hurricanes.
The central time zone in Florida. So I'm a weird anomaly.
I can't do snow.
But I love Spooky's vibe. He's a West Coaster.
Too much metal in my body.
Be there.
I used to love the cold.
Spooky, do you surf or not surf? You know how to surf, huh? You've done it before.
Hey, that's why I want to move. I love it.
Yeah, man, we surfed when I was growing up. We used to always go down. That's what we used to do. We didn't have internet. We just went out to the beach every day.
I love to.
How about you, Gypsy? You ever do it?
Oh, fuck Pismo Beach, baby. Every fucking year. And then when I moved to Washington,
so we don't live anywhere near the beach, but it seems like everyone in California kind of does know how to surf. They've all done it.
I don't.
There's only like one park place in Washington that you can surf. Westport, right?
I'm only like 30 minutes from the beach, and I don't.
But guys, when I moved to Washington, right, there's like only one place you can really surf. It's Westport in Washington where you can surf. And I remember when out there with my wetsuit, I had one of those half-body wetsuits, perfectly designed for Pismo. And I got in that fucking ocean water for the first time on Westport in Washington. I'm like, oh my fucking God, I'm freezing my ass off. What the hell?
Did you pee? Because I peed in my wetsuit the first time I put it on.
You cannot have a half-body suit in Washington. You got to have.
And it was a lifesaver.
You got to have like a level 3.
By sharks. You don't pee in your wetsuit.
Like the warmth move around your body till it's like on your whole wetsuit, and you're like, okay, I'm better now.
That's pee.
Give yourself a golden shower. Okay. Give yourself a golden shower.
All over your body.
Okay.
It's sterile.
Oh my!
Pee on yourself unless a jellyfish stings you.
It's only sterile.
It's a full-on body
all ready
suit.
for a jellyfish sting.
I was in Catalina Island, and the lady was like, everyone pees on their wetsuit. If they say otherwise, they're lying. I was like, cool.
Bree's
All
like,
right.
because I've already done that
jellyfish
twice.
as an excuse.
Yeah.
It's okay, everybody. I got stung. I told you these jellyfish out here. Leave me alone. I could pee on myself.
Cassie,
if I
you
want.
just sit and float. That's relaxing. That's relaxing too.
You ain't
Oh, I
cool
love
unless you pee your
to
pants.
float.
You ain't cool unless you pee your pants.
Unless you pee your pants.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Oh
wow,
for $1 million, I'll pee my pants. For $1 million on my channel.
And for $100, you'll do the chicken dance.
It's gonna cost $1 million.
I would pee
not
right
bad.
now for that. Just in my chair. I'm just as I
Oh,
am
for $1
right
million,
now.
I would pee right now.
I'll piss in these pants for $120. That's only just so I can buy 2 more pairs of pants.
These pants are pissed in before I put them on.
I don't know, Spooky. I don't know. It gets to a certain point where we're not even sure.
Guys, I had a
feel like
friend on
one of
Xbox that he made films and he rapped, so I was really cool with him, at first when I just knew him through his gamer tag. But then he added me on Facebook and I saw some alarming posts. But then he invited me down to Cincinnati, even offered me a Corvette, like his dad's Corvette. And that was before I moved to Florida, and I was like, dude, I'm trying to move out of the country, and I definitely knew this guy was weird, and he was stalking me, had like different personalities. Nothing against people with mental illness, but when you use that to manipulate other people and hurt other people, then shame on you. But this guy, I ended up disconnected from him. And then I found out he became an internet celebrity, and there's actually a petition to try to get him offline. But he got famous from drinking toilet water and like pouring it on his face. So all of us peeing our pants and in our wetsuit has nothing on what YouTube
has nothing on
generated out there. But it was something I had to get over, and I'm still ready for it every day at the comic book store. If that guy comes in, I'm gonna Sparta kick him because he's off balance, heavy, and I'm pretty nifty. But man, be ready, guys. And I don't want to tell anybody his name because I don't want you guys to go down that wormhole. Because literally, just seeing him,
I was gonna ask
never
you
get that image, and it will be in your brain.
He needs a goat kick.
A goat kick.
I already know who it was.
Did you guys see the candle that Priscilla made me?
No.
Let's see.
Whoa.
Hold on, let me.
Oh my God, the goat.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome? I fucking love that.
It's a tarot card, right?
I thought it was Luke for getting butt probed.
But with one of the worst pictures of me on there.
What's up, Amy? Welcome to the shit show we got going on here. Alien girl. Yeah.
This turned into butt stuff.
Here.
Yeah.
What did she say? You
stuff.
heard it here first on Alien Girl 111.
Baby.
Alien girl.
Well, hey guys, how about we go around the room and everybody tell the chat what shows you have going on and when they're going to be airing.
You need to do that.
So, Connor, you're first.
Yes. In 52 minutes, I'm going to be on Breaking News Gypsy Road with my brother, Eric. I'm really excited. But I'm also, got a bunch of other interviews lined up in the next few weeks. I'm really pumped to be on the Bigfoot Odyssey 168 next month. Big history coming. Just hit 56,000 followers on TikTok.
Damn.
So get on me on there. Yes. What's all awesome. I always tell you guys post every single day. So all you guys are, past 10,000 and we're all flexing and all of our young army. Because the median age of this paranormal field is probably like 50 to 60 years old. So we represent this next generation. Let's do it, and let's do it wide and proud.
Yeah,
1,000,000%.
Wise words.
Oh yeah,
sir.
That's so cool.
Gypsy Road.
I'll just back him up. Yeah, in about 52 minutes, about 50 minutes. Got some breaking news on Bigfoot finally captured on camera in Santa Clara. We're gonna go back to what Willow Creek is like now, since the famous Bigfoot, the Bigfoot there. I got a ghost train that's going to be on there. Talk about a ghost train in North Carolina train crash, and apparently there's a Mandela effect about Mickey Mouse with suspenders. I don't know, what's that about? So, and then of course tomorrow night, we got that big show with the God damn it, Connor, forgot their name.
Trinity Para Research. Just tell them Tex and
My
Rob.
screen just dripped down. The ghosts are pissed at me.
Santa Clara, the city in California?
Yeah.
Cool. I live in Santa Clara County, so I'm not too far. Well, technically, yeah, it's like 10 minutes.
Yeah. And of course, rest of the week, I usually do a breaking news on a Thursday and a Friday. Usually I keep that an hour and below. But tomorrow night, it's always like at least 2 hours.
Nice.
Okay. And Bree, I got your link in the chat too.
With an I?
With an I?
Yeah. There's a BRI and a BRE. That's like...
I keep screwing it up. Sorry.
That one time I was abducted by aliens today at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have Daz Shaw on Butt Stuff. Should be interesting, to say the least.
That'll be fun. Yeah, I think it's going to go great. He's fun. And then we got Josh, Trippy Times Podcast. When's your next show, sir?
Skip me and come right back to me.
No, we skip
come right back to you.
No, we're not doing it. We want to know now.
We're just going to sit here and wait.
Surprise.
Oh, that's cool.
Surprise.
Yep. We're just waiting on Josh.
Okay, never mind. Okay, man.
Never mind. No, we already waited.
Josh has Barbara Jean Lindsay on the 14th.
I couldn't find the surprise. The surprise. I'm sorry.
The surprise.
Surprise.
Actually, butt stuff. I'm supposed to be getting them. I know how to. I can do it myself. Chad. God, Chad.
Butt stuff?
There must be a really big delay.
Surprise.
There's a long delay.
Yeah, surprise. You ready for the surprise? All right, everybody. Actually, Jim and Jade is going to be on Thursday. Yeah, Jim and Jade's coming on Thursday. Just scheduled that. Is there a long delay on mine?
Oh yeah, there's like a 2-minute delay for some reason.
Trippy.
Well, maybe not. You're kind of responding to me at the same time.
Yeah, that's horrible. God, I'm gonna jump out and jump.
Sounds like he's doing 2 podcasts at once.
Yeah, I think he has a window open or something. I'm not sure what's going on. But anyway, guys, that's everybody, and we will see you Thursday.
Yeah, who do you
Same time, same place. For me.
Thursday, we have on the show, on the Chad Smith podcast, on Thursday, we've got Amber Joslin coming to the show at 10 a.m. Eastern.
What does she represent?
And then,
Paranormal. Yep.
Cool.
Friday on the Chop Shop, Paranormal Chop Shop, we're going to have, I'm going to mess this one up.
Uh-oh.
Vanessa Hogel. It's Hogel. Yep. It's Vanessa Hogel.
Sounds right.
And Vanessa is an automatic drawer, a medium, blogger, author, and a radio host. So check that out, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that'll be cool.
Friday's going to be a good show, guys.
Yeah, Friday.
Well, thanks for making this one a good one. And we will see you on Thursday, guys.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Peace.
Yo, yo.
It sound right, boys.